Welcome back to the Lost Reaver campaign, everyone.
Ooh,
Yay!
It's
been a hot minute.
It has. Well, it's been about the average amount of time, but yes. So I would love to start off with a recap, which I have pre-written. That is how prepared I am today.
Yeah.
We found ourselves greeting our heroes last session. Liam was living his best life, helping a town with a new illness and that had been spreading, when the door was kicked down, a bloody bundle placed on his exam table. A woman with an arrow in her side and a dragon mask laid at his healing hands. He expertly removed the arrow before the earth began to shake. Mask falling off, he found his patient's mask falling to the ground and revealed that it was his mother before being swallowed by his shadow. Andante was playing his normal gig at the local pub, eavesdropping on sailors' stories before performing beautifully. So beautiful that a fist fight broke out between sailors fighting over what ship the song was similar to, causing a fur-covered sailor to dip into the fire. Flames spread, causing panic to the patrons of the pub, who rushed to the door, which wouldn't open. Andante rushed to the windows, trying to find a way out. He tried to smack it with his instrument, and the window didn't break, but the instrument did.
So sad.
The ground began to shake, the fire casting its shadow on the ground, which swallowed him whole. On a nearby hill, Millsap had just left the same pub, leaving his sister Marceline in the capable hands of the local innkeeper. As he began his journey, he pondered how good his travels would be for him and his family. As he looked back at the town, the earth shook, a large fissure opening up between Millsap and the inn as he watched the city burn. We met Seskel 6 feet under the ground, digging into a grave. Too excited to be so close to a desired body, he broke his shovel, getting down on his hands and knees to dig out the coffin and open it up. Caught by the grave's keeper, he tried to talk his way out of the situation, but then he was threatened. He dropped the lantern, and the earth began to shake before the graveskeeper was able to run away. He was shot with a dart. The grave Seskel was in started to split apart, his shadow dragging him down into the fissure, but not before Seskel grabbed onto the body, bringing it with him. We then met May, who was relaxing by the beach when she saw a child at the top of the cliffs. A shadow figure pushed the girl off as she clashed into the water. May was taken under the water and saw the little girl lifeless in the depths below. Swimming down, May grabbed onto the sleeve of her dress and, trying to save her, realized that the young girl was a younger version of herself, who dragged present-day May down to the depths of the ocean, where bioluminescent coral glowed around May and young May, causing two shadows to form. Young May's shadow swallowed May whole, the world fading to black. We then met Lucas, a viney half-elf on travel, searching for something. Taking a rest in a wooded clearing, fireflies around Lucas started to form a tornado of light. The light projected a shadow that lifted off the ground, swallowing him whole. Our party of adventurers woke up near a well with a simple note in a bottle stating, "Make a wish into the well. If it echoes, it'll come true." Party members made wishes into the well with nothing echoing. Andante wished the world was good enough for a place to not need wishes, which the well promptly disappeared, shifting the attention to the man with the corpse in his hand. After explaining, "It's for science," Seskel and Liam observed the body and its unfamiliar illnesses as performing an autopsy. Realizing the girl was a form of undead, the party made sure the body stayed dead. Then they moved on, traveling towards the city when they came upon a small, abandoned cottage, which they broke into. Inside, there were alchemy supplies, strange markings on the ground, a fancy hand mirror, potions, a piece of paper with Squeaky Duck Tavern, Room 103 written on it, and the head of a young dragon. They decided to rest within its walls. Taking shifts, they explored the cottage and saw a small creature within the grass before waking up the next morning on a mission, which is where we are now. What would you guys like to do?
I think we searched everything within the place that we slept in, right?
You did, yes.
We did quite a bit of examining.
Before we get started, I do want to gently remind you all that we are working on not talking over each other this session.
Yeah.
I believe you guys were on a trip or trying to get to the town of Valeria.
I say we continue towards the city.
Yep.
Reckon so.
So
Yeah.
as you're walking, the beautiful blue sky turns to overcast, making everything look a bit gray. In the distance, nestled between two small mountains, you see the town of Valeria. As you're coming up to the outskirts of the town, you see sprawling farms with large stalks of corn and wheat. There are some quaint shops and other things along the way, and there are a few people bustling about. As you are walking, you notice that every person that you pass is wearing very fine clothing. You have reached the city of Valeria.
Why is everybody wearing such fancy clothing? Why can't they just wear something simple? Is this not normal clothing that I'm wearing?
I'd say you are wearing normal clothing. This is what people usually wear.
I'd like to point out that Cess is in a full business suit at this point in time.
And
I mean, Lucas is wearing very, ragged clothing. Most of it's made out of, plants and shit that he's found along the way.
you might be dressed regularly in the Feywilds.
Aye.
So I'm going to approach a local, and just go, excuse me, but could you direct me towards the Squeaky Duck Tavern?
Why, of course, sir. Please just take your... If you continue down this road, you will see a fine fountain. If you take a right at that fountain, it is the first building to your left.
Was this a woman or a man?
It's a man.
Thank you kindly, sir. And I kind of do a little salute, like 2-finger salute kind of thing, and wave my party over to head in the direction that we were told to go.
So you guys make it to a tavern with a warm glow coming from the windows and the sound of boisterous conversation pouring out from inside. The heady smell of freshly baked meat pies fills the air. As you enter, or as you can see that there's an entrance, and on that entrance are 2 diamond-encrusted horseshoes.
So we have strolled into Richville.
I'm getting a strong feeling that I don't belong here.
I just tried to keep a low profile while we're here.
Have you seen what I'm wearing?
Hey.
Low profile
Yeah.
is not in my repertoire.
I disagree. You're wearing a low profile. It's just
Just relax, chaps. We'll blend in well enough.
Aye. Let's see how that works for us.
Do you guys enter the inn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Agreed.
As you enter, you see a barkeep that's serving ale, a dwarf that is fully asleep at the bar, several tables filled with extremely well-dressed townspeople, and a posting board with various pieces of paper hung on it, and an empty stage. You notice that as you walk in, people start looking at you strangely, and they start whispering to each other under their breath.
That table
told
with the
you.
rich people. Do they happen to have an open seat at their table?
They do.
I am also a well-dressed person. I would like to sit down and make friends.
So you sit down, and their whispering ceases. They look at you and they ask, "Are you with those people?"
I would like to imitate their accent and go, "Oh, why, yes, these are my best friends."
Aren't you afraid?
No, why would I be afraid?
They're dressed so poorly.
I take
And-
offense to that.
Tell me a little bit about your town. Why does them being dressed so poorly? What? Wow. Who are you wearing?
Armano.
Oh, dearie me. Ah, yes, the lowest class for the rich people. It is unfortunate that you have to stoop to wearing them. Perhaps I should show you my personal tailor.
You dare question our fashion sense when you walk in here with a mud-covered elf wearing vines?
Right, hang on 1 second. That I find to be very rude. I grew up amongst this stuff, alright? It's very natural. My skin looks great, and I would thank you not to offend me as such.
Lucas, calm down, pipe down.
He sounds like he looks.
You sound like you look.
I'm not sure they take that as an insult.
Yeah, it's
Why,
not that
thank
dumb.
you, kind ma'am.
You know
It's
what?
not exactly a diss.
I don't want anything to do with you people. You disgust me, you snobby little brats. And I'm gonna walk away and go to the bar.
Well, we'll see you at the next beheading, sir.
That you will.
Who do these people look like?
Oh, that sounds like a threat.
Is that a threat
Excuse
by any
me.
chance?
No, it's just the laws of the land.
I would
me,
like
what
to.
exact-
I would like to intervene here and be like, lads, please, let's not get too hasty here.
Excuse me, what exactly do you mean by beheading?
Well, the queen would surely take offense to your garments, and therefore she would probably behead you at the next beheading, which is, it's tomorrow.
No.
I'd like to leave this
I
town
know
very
where we-
quickly, thank you. I haven't figured it out.
What are we painting the roses red?
Oh no! No!
Why would she paint the roses red when they're so beautiful in her garden?
Do you think she'd
I don't
be
think you
okay
caught
if
it.
I put one of those roses in my hair?
Out of character. Are we in Wonderland?
Out of character, figure it out for your damn self.
Yeah, figure it out.
Figure it out. Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Holy shit.
Back in character. Why exactly is it necessary to dress so casually?
Casually?
Casually.
Well, the queen herself is absolutely gorgeous. She is the pinnacle of fashion. But her daughter is also equally as beautiful. She will turn into quite the beautiful queen herself. And then you see that the face falls, and then the man at the table goes, or at least she would have.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, The queen has put a notice on the board asking for help to find her daughter. She has apparently gone missing.
So, in theory, if if we found her daughter and brought her back to her, would that potentially excuse us from a beheading?
It's really the queen's wishes. I can't say what would suffice for, and the person looks up and down, that.
I mean,
Okay, I understand your town standards and all that, but could you at least hide it a little bit, just for me?
If her daughter's with us, the cards will be on the table, won't they?
But I guess so, but if we brought her back to her mother, then we'd be doing them a favour, and potentially that could excuse us.
Right. We would just need that excuse, written down and notarized before we let things happen.
I mean, it's dressed as we are, it's probably not the best idea to go and see the Queen. And I don't much fancy the idea of getting into fancy schmancy clothing like that.
Well,
If I were you, I would go run back into the forest where you feel more naturally inclined.
I mean, that's just a fact. That's not even offensive.
I mean, if you could go back to where you're naturally inclined, you'd end up in an outhouse, wouldn't you?
Not quite.
That's all right. We're not all spoon-fed riches like you were. We actually had to work for stuff. Thank you.
He did say not quite, so I'm assuming it's somewhere similar, but not quite.
The
outhouse.
sewers!
My
I've got
lads,
those
can we
here.
please not get into a fight this early on into the town? I'd rather not be outcast.
You may
Well,
be
Dante,
right.
how do you get to know town?
Without picking fights.
What would my daughters think of me if they saw me picking fights with rich people?
Thinking about it.
They think you're pretty based.
Thinking about it, Liam did just say to keep our heads down. This is actually the opposite of keeping our heads down.
So as you say Liam's name, you do notice that Liam is no longer with you.
And as soon as you realize that he's no longer with you, he turns the corner from the rooms, a tuft of brown fur in his hand, and he goes, "All right, that's all we need. We better get going."
What in God's name have you done? Did you just kill somebody?
What?
Did you just kill somebody and take their hair?
Don't
Oh,
worry
so we're
about it.
leaving without a fight?
Hey, for God's sake, come on. You were using this. I was using your little interaction with these fine people here, and I slipped away from you. Did some investigating. Our lead in here is kind of a dead end, so we should probably get going.
I pray that's not a literal dead end.
I fear that might actually not be a joke. I'll explain on the way.
Oh boy.
Sorry for. I turn to the people and just, sorry for my friends here. I hope they weren't too much of trouble for you.
I hope we were.
You see that the the two people that were sitting at the table, take off their top hats and nod their head.
I'm not sorry.
Well, he knows that. That's why he said it.
And where are you guys going from here?
Well, it seems that Liam's got the lead.
Follow Liam.
Yeah, so I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna look at the board, the message board on the way out, see if anything catches my eye other than what the rest of the party discovered. But Liam wouldn't have heard that story.
There are 3 notices on the notice board. One is for an escort mission for gems to be delivered from this kingdom to the next kingdom over. One is for a healer for a sick grandfather. And the other is the notice from the Queen on Fine Stationery requesting the help of any adventurers willing to help in the search for her daughter.
So I'm gonna grab the medic one. And I call back to the group and I look at the one referring to the princess and say, "Oh, this one seems to be a high profile. Try to
Hey,
grab it."
grab that one.
Ah.
I would very much like to have a go at it. Just on the off chance it stops us getting our heads cut off.
Sorry,
And
what?
it also sounds like a good old-fashioned bit of heroism.
I'm gonna ignore the fact that he just said something about our heads coming off, but
Oh, they won't be.
I should have elaborated.
we'll explain on the way. Come on. And I grab both notices and I head out of the tavern.
You are successfully in the streets.
All right, first things first. So I went into room 103. Don't ask me how I got in there. Place was a shambles. Everything was destroyed. Everything, the mirror was destroyed. The bed was broken. There were claw marks, large claw marks all around the room. And I found this, and I take out the tuft of brown hair that I had found, and I turn to Lucas and I go, "Lucas, would you be able to identify what this came from?"
I can give it a go.
That would be
I
a nature roll.
Nature roll. It doesn't look familiar to me at all. Wait, would I have done that with advantage?
No.
Damn.
Is he whispering?
I don't know. It doesn't look like he's
no.
whispering.
No, you're just lagging.
Oh, there we go.
Either that or you haven't scrolled down.
Nope, I'm lagging.
Oh. I can't say it rings any bells to me.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
I put the fur back in my pocket. All right. So what's this about us getting beheaded?
Apparently, the
so-
Queen here has a rather strict dress code.
Yes,
She does it in
we've
a
been told-
great.
We've been told that if we look as... I mean, they called us ragged, and it's implied that we look dirty. But if we look as we currently do, we are privy to get our heads cut off because the Queen decided that for some reason we deserve it.
I like to think that a beetle pops out of Lucas's hair as he says the word dirty.
He catches it and put it straight back in.
Go home.
While still talking.
What we get ourselves into? All right. I guess what we have to do then is get ourselves cleaned up if we don't want to be beheaded.
I have to admit, I don't really like that plan.
I'm already dripped out.
Would you
too
rather?
close.
Would you rather have to wear clothes you don't want to wear, or have your head cut off?
No,
'Cause
but
in my medical opinion, I don't think you could survive that second one.
I understand that. But if we're going to go look for this Queen's daughter, that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be in this town. As long as we can evade detection, then we should be okay, in theory.
Well,
I'll be honest, I'm always privy to getting a bit cleaned up.
I don't know what to say to you, Lucas, but I gotta go get cleaned up because I've had my fair share with dealing with law enforcement before, and I don't really want to deal with it again. So
Why would a medic have to deal with law enforcement? You know what? I don't want to know.
good answer. Good answer. All right.
Doctors Without Borders, right?
Right. I suppose I can.
Really healers without hindrances, so
I suppose I can, if I have to, dump what I'm wearing now and collect it later. Reluctantly, takes off the day pelt from off his shoulders.
he's now naked in the streets.
I'm not
I don't
naked.
feel-
I have a shirt and pants on.
Okay. So how about this? I'm going to assume that these clothes that everyone's wearing not going to be fairly cheap, so we're going to have to make some money somehow. I grabbed this job that I can probably do with my expertise. So why don't we try to find where we can get some of these clothes and get cleaned up and see how much we're going to raise, and we'll pool our resources together, yeah?
I suppose that could be probably the best course of action we have right now.
The only other job on that job board was an escort mission that takes us out of town. So if we're trying to get cleaned up here, I doubt we want to take that one because we want to try to stay in this town and we'll figure out what we're doing here.
Aye.
We can't be everywhere all at once.
So I'm going to go see if I can deal with this job here. Try not to get yourselves in too much trouble.
I can only promise to try.
So I guess Liam is going to do that job. What are you guys going to be doing while Liam is there?
I'm going to look for a place to buy nicer clothes, just so that we have a plan on where
Yeah.
to go after we've got the money.
I am going to take al dente Dante aside, and
You heard the struggle.
No, he did it on purpose.
I know.
all right, pal. You're a performer, right?
That I am.
Which means we should be able to probably get money through performing. He's saying this with like a look of like sickness in his face. Little, well, maybe large,
Lacking grip.
little known facts. I do have been trained in the way of performance.
Well, it's good to hear that I'm not the only one here with artistic talents.
You guys can figure out where you want to perform. I'm gonna switch to Liam.
Good.
Liam, you follow the directions that are written on the note to a small cottage a little closer to the center of town. As you are heading towards the center of town, you do see that there is this looming castle in the center with stained glass windows. It is gorgeous and intimidating and very regal. As you come to the cottage, you see that the blinds are drawn, so no light is entering the cottage. And it's a very simple cottage with just a plain red door on the front.
So I I make my healer's kit very prominent, show that I am a healer. Kind of adjust my lab coat, my doctor's coat, so that it's just kind of a little bit more presentable despite it being bloodstained. And I just do a light rap at the door.
The door creaks open. You see a young girl that is dressed in fine clothing, peeks through, and looks up at you.
Excuse me, little miss. I like this is a very young girl.
She's probably about 6 or 7.
So yeah, so I kneel down to one knee, so I'm on eye level with her. And I go, excuse me, young miss. I understand that your grandfather's sick. I'm here to see what I can do.
Are you a doctor?
I am.
She opens the door. Inside, you see a grandfather that is, I'm going to use the phrase that we've been using, dripping in gold. He is wearing what seems like every piece of jewelry he owns. He's in like fine fur. And from here, you can tell that he is not well.
May I enter?
The little girl is letting you in. The grandfather seems to be incapacitated.
Is there anyone else in the house, or is it just the old man and his
Just the
granddaughter?
old man and the little girl.
So I go up to the man, and I guess I'll make a medicine check to see if I can identify what's going on.
Absolutely.
Oh, I didn't mean to whisper that. It's a 19 for anyone else who wants to know.
That is, you're going to notice that it's the same illness that you have been seeing. He has black pustules all over his hands and his face, and he is very, very much unconscious.
All right, so not liking that. I am going to. Guess I'll expend one of my healer's kits uses to kind of heal him up a little bit, because that was kind of the way we handled. Wasn't that the way we handled it in the prologue?
Yes. So that girl that you were treating, the Ganassi,
Mhm.
she had what looked to be a very mild case of this illness.
Gotcha.
This has now progressed to the point where his skin itself looks like it's turning gray.
Okay. Damn. Okay. Well, I'm still gonna try that anyway, to see if it helps
Okay.
at all.
Roll your healing. So it does seem to put a little more color into his skin, but he still looks like he's pretty close to death's door.
Okay.
You see the little girl runs into the next room where you can see a little cot for her is. She comes out and she has this box. She opens the box and you see all of these like different colored rocks and sea glass in the box. And she's just like, "Please, mister, it's yours if you would just heal my grandfather."
I'll see what I can do, little lass. This is, it's. I think I can do it. I need to be able to be sure. Okay. How long has your grandfather been sick?
Well, it's been at least a month since he's been feeling ill, but these past few weeks he hasn't even been able to get out of bed.
All right. So I am going to. What am I gonna do? Can I make a medicine check to see if I can think of any other illnesses that are similar to this and how I've treated them before?
Are you sure? So you've never seen anything like this. This is a completely new disease to you. You do again know that you can help alleviate some of the symptoms, but you have a feeling that regardless of what you do here, it's going to keep progressing.
Right. If I had to give or take, like based on how he's looking, how long does this guy have to live?
Couple days, if that.
Right. I'm going to extract some of the ooze and put it into like a test tube or like some sort of a receptacle that I have in the healer's kit.
Can you give me a dexterity check? Or,
Yeah.
dexterity.
Sleight of hand.
That would also work. So you successfully gather some pus into a vial without getting any on your person. You do realize that the pustules are very fragile, and you probably could have burst it just by gently grazing it.
Um. I'm going to go over to wherever they have do they have like a pitcher of water sitting out?
So it looks like this girl has been taking care of herself for several weeks now. She has a little water skin, but she doesn't have any water in the actual house.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take the water skin, and I'm just gonna start to give it to the old man, kind of help him drink it. Just to keep him hydrated.
Okay. You lift the water skin to his lips, and he drinks it, or it flows down.
All right. I gotta do some. I gotta learn a little bit more about this ooze here. Okay, so I'm going to be right back. Right, I need to leave for a little bit. I want you to do me a huge favor. Okay, can you do something for me?
Anything.
Right. So every so often, you need to make sure that he's drinking water. Just keep him hydrated. Okay. And then I'm also gonna leave. It was like a tonic that I had given the little girl in the prologue, right?
Yeah, it was a mixture of some stuff from your herbalist kit that would ease the symptoms but not stop the disease.
Right. So I'm gonna hand her a what's the word? A dosage of that, and hand it to her and go. And also, every once in a while, let's say every hour or so, make sure you feed this to him, okay? Right.
You see that she's scribbling all these directions down in a notebook, basically.
Good. If you do that, we'll make him nice and comfortable, and it'll buy me a little more time to learn about what's going on with him, okay?
Okay, mister.
Alright, well, I'll be back. And make sure that he stays comfortable. And we'll get through this, okay?
Okay, Mr. Doctor. I'll be right here giving him medicine and water.
Good. And I kind of pat her on the head a little bit, and then I leave the house.
Okay. Andante and Millsap, where are you guys setting up your performance?
We have decided to set up near the fountain in town. Hopefully with a nice big large open area for us to perform in.
Okay. And what are you guys doing?
See, we settled on the where, not necessarily the what.
I'd say that obviously Adante is probably gonna play his lute or whatever he has, the lyre. I'm not really sure.
I've got a lyre and a viol.
Either one of those, and I am probably also going to play and perform, but also I am probably also going to attempt to dance.
Do you guys want to give me a performance check?
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure.
Hey!
We're the greatest.
Let's go, Millsap! Let's go, Millsap!
That was amazing.
Yeah.
So you see Andante and Millsap go by the fountain. They take out their instruments and they play the like sickest drop in music you guys have ever seen.
Ham.
You see Millsap starts clicking his hooves together and while dancing in order to create a rhythm. It's like a strange and fascinating form of like tap dancing. You see that people from all over the outside of the town start to head towards the fountain, and they start placing gold pieces at your feet. But you also notice that you gain the attention of 2 guards nearby.
We're not doing anything wrong. We're just performing in the street.
No, but
Uh-oh.
our clothing. But
You see
Millsap
that. Go ahead.
is of the mindset of something that his little sister always said, which is music draws everyone, no matter how you look. So he's banking on the fact that the music is too good for them to realize they're supposed to do their job.
You see that the guards are heading towards you.
Good day, gents.
By the order of the Queen, we ask you to cease and come with us.
Uh-oh.
We can.
I apologize. Is there some kind of problem?
There certainly is. Your garments.
Our garments. Well, I see no particular harm in simple garmentry.
There are many harms to simple garmentry. And you see that he pulls out a scroll and he starts like reciting the law that the Queen says. Any offensive or ill-pressed garments, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, like they start reciting it while the other guard starts to get behind you, and he pulls out 2 sets of handcuffs.
I'm gonna try this. I'm going to attempt to deceive and say, I understand that we are probably not as finely dressed here, but oh my God, is that a mud-covered scoundrel?
You son of a bitch.
No, it's not over here. I don't think you're here, are you?
I'm about town.
He
Actually-
is there.
I immediately point
Actually,
in
just-
the opposite direction of where Luke.
I wanted to fight some guards.
Is that a mud-covered scoundrel over there in that little tiny window?
So, I am really sorry, but I'm
know.
literally having fucking coughing fits over here, and I cannot breathe. I think I have to stop.
Okay.
That's understandable.
No worries.
Like, Jerry has been telling me to stop for like 10 or 15 minutes now because I'm muting myself in between sentences to cough.
Oh, Bree.
Okay.
But
You're
are you
fine.
guys free next weekend?
I certainly
Yes.
Should be.
Always.
Are you, Andrew? Because you're usually the person who has plans.
Yeah, it should be.
Why don't we pick this up next weekend then? Sorry.
No
That's
worries.
fair. Yeah.
You're
but
good. Get better.
My voice. But I will see you guys later.
Love you, Bree.
All right.
Bye,
Have a
Bree.
good one.
Y'all had made it to Viridia, which is the city in this area that you are in. You had an encounter at the local inn where you got into a verbal argument with some very well-dressed people. You found out that there is a citywide ordinance to be well-dressed. Lucas in particular took a lot of offense to this. And then you all decided to split the party and do your own things. Liam went to go visit a sick grandfather that was on the notice board. He found the same illness that you guys have been encountering time and time again. He was able to alleviate the symptoms and left the little girl with some instructions for further care. And then we left off with Liam and, oh, not Liam, Andante and Millsap doing a fantastic performance that actually made everyone look at them, including two of the guards in the area who were going to arrest both of you. And that is where we will start today.
You guys should have just done
We
an
have a
average.
map.
Ooh. You guys should have just done an average job, and then you wouldn't have caught so much attention.
Okay, look,
Or
you
just
can't,
change clothes first.
you can't hold back such utter perfection, okay?
Literally 25 and 26 respectively, and one
Yeah.
of them was a natural 20. Like,
That's true.
Just convince
So-
them out of their armor. That armor's kind of trippy.
So the guards are, at this point, putting Millsap's arms behind his back and securing them.
Give me a second. I need to read this real quick. Okay.
This can only.
I'm going to
relate.
invoke. I'm going to invoke something. I'm going to invoke the stone rune
Oh no. I had plans.
on the.
What is the stone room?
I put it in chat.
Oh.
Oh.
That's only for one person, correct?
Yep. And I am going to be doing it on the person who is currently apprehending me.
Okay, so where you're not in combat, is that just like immediate, or are you planning on like starting combat basically?
Mm,
Well, I think that depends on whether or not I'm in eye shot.
You are not. If you went with Lucas, you are not.
I need to.
For a second there, it sounded like Ant was like some primordial being trying to whisper, trying to like whisper things into my ear, and I'm like, yes, that does sound like a good idea. As I like unsheath
I'm
a
gonna
knife.
just squeeze. I'm just gonna squeeze in here. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
I don't have a car.
I
Need an
am
answer,
not
Ant.
I am not initiating combat yet.
Okay. All right. So, then let's see. Wisdom saving throw.
I need to find out. But,
He got a 12. What's your
DC
DC?
equals 8 plus your proficiency modifier plus your proficiency bonus plus your constitution modifier. Con modifier is 3 plus proficiency is 2 plus 10, 15. So no, that does not save.
Okay. So he's charmed by you?
Yep, he is charmed
Okay.
for
So
1 minute.
you see that he goes to put these like rope shackles around your hands, and then you what does it look like when you use this stone rune?
My hand brushes up against the sword that it's engraved on while he's putting it behind my back. And the notes on the sheath flash. The musical notes on the sheath flash a purplish light. And effectively what he heard was the song that is engraved on the sheath.
So as he's putting these rope shackles onto you, you feel the loose shackles just remaining around your wrists, but they do not tighten, and he seems to stop completely in movements. And you see the other knight go, Reginald, are you there? Reginald, what is going on?
I start taking off the shackles, and I whisper to Reginald, "Hey, gotta get into voice. You should probably talk some sense into your friend about interrupting performances and such."
You see he takes out his own shackles and starts moving towards you.
Now, gents, we don't want any trouble. We're just trying to raise some money so that we can purchase some proper attire. Obviously, these dastardly rags clearly are not fit for such a marvelous city.
I start picking up the money and tipping.
Pause there, guys. Stop moving your tokens. I'm gonna need Andante to roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
No.
Please, not 20 yet.
Damn. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh,
So you see him look at the coin beneath you. It is very clear that you guys were there to make money. And you see he says, I must escort you to the modiste.
Ah, yes, that sounds quite lovely. Wouldn't you agree, Mills?
He's just like Mills is partially
in the middle of taking money. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
I love how he's had 3 different accents in the very short time we've been playing. So you guys successfully navigate that situation. Andante and Millsap, they start leading you to the modiste. Cess, do you follow?
I'll follow at a distance.
Okay, so they bring you to this shop that has a thimble on the sign, and they bring you to this woman who has crazy red hair, and she has glasses that make her eyes like look huge through the frames. So she's like bug-eyed, crazy red hair, but very finely dressed. You enter and she looks over and goes, my darling Reginald, and she puts her arms around one of the knights, and the knight goes, hey mom, I have some people I need you to dress. And you guys are successfully at the modiste. She ushers you in to be put on a pedestal in front of a mirror, and asks if it's okay to take your measurements.
Why, yes, of course.
Yes, I have no qualms about that.
And what are you looking for today?
Preferably something that won't get us arrested in the city for simply wearing it. Would be nice.
Are you looking for casual or formal wear?
Do you have semi-formal?
I'd take some formal wear.
I'm sorry, what did you guys say?
I'll let you go first.
I asked if they had a semi-formal.
We can certainly do a semi-formal, like a night coat with the, not the cummerbund, a little risque.
That sounds lovely.
So, and she turns to you, Mills.
I would personally prefer formal wear, preferably something in the color scheme that I am currently in.
So you see that she starts to take your measurements. She brings you swatches for you guys to choose your colors. Andante will be getting a like 3-piece suit, but like not too fancy, like business appropriate, but not going to a wedding. And then Millsap is just getting like a top hat with a monocle. He basically looks like the Monopoly Man as a satyr. And she says that it'll be done in 24 hours.
Uh-oh.
That is some classic drip.
That'll be 150 gold pieces, which you guys would not have fully made. You would have made about 100 from that performance.
I was afraid of this.
I could ditch the top hat and the monocle if that would lower the price.
Unfortunately, we seem to be a bit low on fundage. Is there anything we could do to either make up the rest of the money, or perhaps make the bill cheaper?
Well, I mean, you can certainly take items off, but most people do have a level of zhuzh with their clothing here. However, if you wanted, you could also pay in labor.
What kind of labor are we talking?
I embroider crystals into a lot of my fabric for the more formal pieces. And I have since run out. There is a vendor that I use, and all you would have to do is collect what I need and bring it to me.
Well, that seems easy enough.
Seems reasonable.
Famous last words.
And suddenly, Tarask.
And as you guys are all pinned up, you have your top hat on, and she's like accessorized you, but the clothes she just took measurements, she still has to sew them. You see May and Lucas outside the door.
Hey,
Well, I'll butter my biscuit.
Lucas is just gonna like do a two-handed like super excited wave, like, those are my friends.
Are the cops still here?
are the cops still here?
They are, yeah, they're in there with them. You do see that one of the knights, not cops, but one of the knights has taken off their helm. This is his mother's shop, so he's very comfortable here.
I am going to notice
Is
that
he
there are
handsome?
guards in there and run around the corner.
Millsap looks at
I will follow.
Lucas outside the window and just makes the like head cut off, like fucking just no.
Once Lucas is out of eyesight, I'm gonna look back and forth and run off in the direction he went. Like, oh shit, I can't lose my friend. He's gonna get jumped.
Yeah, the poorest person on the street, the poorest looking motherfucker is gonna get jumped.
Wow, how the tables have turned.
Well, he's gonna get jumped for being poor. This is classism.
He's gonna get jumped by the cops.
Yeah, jumped by the cops.
Out of character, was it 24 hours to the next execution?
You mean You never found out that information.
Oh, did we not?
I thought,
could've sworn we
I thought
did.
they said it was tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is tomorrow, but you don't know like what time, like the hours.
I would
Oh, that's
assume
fair.
probably early. Like, let's assume worst case
Hey.
scenario, like early morning.
That's very much a noon event.
It's high noon.
Right, Cassidy.
Well,
So
it's just-
you guys are you guys looking to pick up this quest?
Yeah. For the chance of not getting arrested on site simply because we're not dressed properly, that'd be great.
Okay, so she gives you some directions on how to get to a mountain. She says that the men who work the mountain there, they will be in a cottage just to the south of the mountain, and gives you like a very rudimentary map.
I'd like to ask one of the cops for like. I'd like to ask one of the cops for like a permission slip to not be properly dressed.
You see that he says, I'm sorry, but we don't have those. It's kind of like a have or not have kind of thing.
Well, is there
Well,
anything?
can I have your?
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, well, can I have your name so that if we get picked up upon returning, that I can just like say your name? I can say y'all's names. I know. I think it was Reginald.
Sir Reginald, and the other one
Yes.
is Sir Silencio.
Sir Reginald and Sir Silencio. So if you get like called to the
We 100% will not have your back on this. Like, he was like, we are doing something that we should not be doing, and we will not admit to our mistakes because it's either your head or ours.
good to know.
That
Good
sounds
to
like a
know,
threat.
everybody. Good to know. Good to know. Just gotta keep my top hat and my monocle on, and hopefully that'll be enough.
Do you think she'd let you leave the store without paying?
They have enough to pay for the monocle and top hat.
Okay.
Like, they're still gonna have to give that 100 gold even taking this quest.
Right. Gotcha.
Damn, pay to win, pay to lose.
You guys exit and see Seskel. He is in the street. You also saw Jojo and Lucas running off. Liam, you make it back to the town square, and none of your friends are there.
Not surprised in the slightest.
He has zero face.
All right.
That's an indictment of character.
No, man. I guess I don't even know what to do.
Well, when I was in Boy Scouts, they always said if you're lost, stay put.
I'm gonna look for a I don't know, like a someone. Basically, I'm looking for someone to see if they can identify what the fur was from the thing.
You someone who sells furs if you want. There's definitely a bunch of shops around, so you can definitely find someone who sells furs.
All right, so I'm gonna look for a shop like that.
All right, you find one. It is Fario's Feathers and Furs. You stand outside the shop. As you enter, the bell dings, and there is a burly-looking man behind the desk.
How you doing, friend? Just I found some fur here, and I was just wondering if you were able to identify what creature it came from.
Of course I can. Bring it here.
So I take it out of my satchel and put it down on the counter.
He takes a look at it. He rubs it between his fingers. He sniffs it really hard. He starts petting it and like whispering to himself. He goes, "That's some fine brown bear fur you have there. If you have the pelt, I'd be happy to buy it."
Unfortunately, I don't have the pelt. I just found that just this tuft. It looked like there was a bit of a scuffle. But thanks. That's all I really needed to know.
Absolutely. Come by anytime.
Do. And I'm just gonna walk back out and just take a mental note. Brown bear, interesting. Yeah, I don't really know what to do here.
That's
I guess I'm gonna try to look for my friends.
give me a survival track just for tracking. You're able to follow the hoof prints and the gold coins to the modiste. You catch up with them just outside a medieval dumpster, apparently.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm gonna turn the corner and just see the two of them just hiding back there. Just, you two good?
Trying to hide myself from the guards just in case, on account of their wanting to kill me and all that.
Interesting.
And I'm making sure he doesn't get jumped.
Who's gonna jump him?
The police!
Guard.
Wouldn't that be called arresting?
Aye, that's the same thing, is it not?
Not really.
In my case.
Kind of the two different things. Anyway.
Well, I don't trust him not to be violent about it.
The other two are in this store that we're round the back of.
They're super not. They just came out.
Shit!
Pay attention.
I was, just not very hard.
Pay more attention.
Y'all are together now, basically.
Gotcha.
We're all reunited.
Nice.
Does it
nice
feel
top
so
hat.
good?
Nice top hat there.
Yes.
Millsap, I think he's talking to you.
Millsap, you're muted.
Thank you kindly. I got muted.
So
No.
what are we doing? What are we doing at a clothing shop? What are we doing here?
We just got a quest to deliver, to get some gems for the shop owner here. So me and Dante can get our clothes because we went to perform and then almost got arrested.
Well,
What happened to keeping a low profile?
To be fair, we did we did earn quite a bit of coin. Just apparently not enough to fully afford the rather extravagant outfits.
I know, but wasn't the plan to keep a low profile until we got all of our things to get all of our clothes in order?
Why
So
do you
we
think
don't
I'm
get
hiding
arrested.
behind a dumpster?
This was our attempt to get some decent clothing, and it's not like we can just go around stealing people's clothes.
I
That
mean-
would
Less
be
than
weird.
that.
Can't we?
No,
no, they
we
wouldn't
can't.
fit.
We can't steal.
I love how it's not because it's a bad thing to do. It's because they wouldn't fit.
Well, you gotta think about my background. I'm used to stealing. I'm a pirate.
No, we're not
I-
going to
I
steal.
was-
We're not going to steal clothes from people here. Just gotta find a way to get the clothes, and obviously, I found a way to get the clothes.
Well, Mills and I have discovered this lady here is willing to make us clothing if we head to the mountains nearby and collect some precious stones with the miners. Heaven knows how long that will take, but it'll get us out of the city, away from these really weird laws, and B, perhaps some extra coin if we collect enough of these gems.
Aye, but so far that only covers you two.
Yeah, I
I'm
was about to
sure.
ask.
I'm sure if we sold some of these gems, perhaps outside of town, we could come in and purchase clothing.
I suppose it's worth a go.
It's our only lead about being able to get clothes on our backs that don't get us arrested and executed.
By the way, how did that grandfather bit work out?
Not as well as I'd hope it to be. It seems that that disease that corpse had when we first got here, that Seskel was dealing with, it's present here too. I'd just been dealing with it before I got sent to this, wherever we are. So I unfortunately don't know anything about this. So things are looking grim on that front.
Poor fella.
I honestly wish there were more we could do for these people, but at the same time, these people don't seem to want to do more for us. Anyway,
It doesn't matter.
shall we set off then?
Hey, let's get going.
Alright,
All right.
time to get out of this ridiculous city.
I like to think you said that with just like the fucking leaf loincloth.
I picked up my deer pelt and I'm like holding it over my head so that it looks like I'm just a bundle of fur with leaves coming off of it.
I also, because he has a Scottish accent, just picture him walking like bow-legged with a kilt. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I'm changing it. I have a kilt made out of leaves.
But you guys successfully exit the city back into, as you're walking towards the forest to the north, which is where the mountains are. You guys notice that the overcast skies as you leave turn to bright green and bright blue, and the grass is so much greener here and everything just looks absolutely perfect. You walk for a while. The sun is now starting to be high in the sky, so it is midday. And you walk for several hours. You start to get tired, though, as you guys are walking. It is a pretty treacherous journey. And let me see. Would someone give me a nature check?
On it. If I can find nature. There we go. Never mind.
Wow.
I tried.
For a guy wrapped in vines.
Someone do it for me.
No, only one person can.
Oh, damn.
So you are walking along and you notice that the woods that you're walking through are getting thicker and thicker. And you start to see that the canopies get so thick that it starts to block out the majority of the sun.
This is seeming rather sinister, don't you think?
Maybe we should backtrack a bit.
Aye, but didn't we get given directions to follow to get to this mountain?
We did. We did indeed. It's all in this map. Very, very. Not exactly accurate now, is it?
I mean, who are we to judge? We've never been here before.
That is also true.
We'll bring this up and negotiate some hazard pay.
Do we want to take a minute to rest, or should we just press on?
You see Andante in the back of the group trailing behind like 10 feet.
Don't make me carry you.
Sorry, I'm not used to this much exercise.
But do you want me to carry you?
Hands on his knees. No, I can do it. I can keep going.
Oh God, I feel like I'm listening to myself.
Same. Me too.
Are you sure you all right?
I can keep going. I'm good. I'm good. Just perks
So
up.
So you
grabs
guys are
one of his-
carrying on?
Just grabs one of his instruments and starts playing a random song just to motivate himself to keep going.
I think it would probably be in at least Andante's best interests if we just stopped for a minute.
I'd have to agree. I'm just gonna walk over to Andante and take out my water skin and just hand it to him. Come on, keep yourself hydrated.
You are a godsend as he takes his swing.
So you guys are sitting down and resting. You do start to hear a rustling from all around you. It seems to be coming from the trees.
Can I quickly take the hide action?
I'm also going to move you guys onto a map in a second.
Oh boy, I love maps.
What are you getting flashbacks to that rustling we had in the leaves at that cabin? Or I'm
Personally,
immediately thinking it's the predator.
I personally would like to have my hands on the hilts of my two swords.
Okay, if you
I've got my
guys
glaive.
can kindly put your tokens here.
No boy.
Whereabouts?
Where?
Where?
I'm pinging. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong layer.
Of course.
Damn it.
Nope.
What was our direction of travel?
You're heading north.
Heading north.
Okay. And then I need everyone to roll initiative in a second.
Woo! Combat.
Accidentally double clicked the chat icon, and then it opened another window for chat.
Oh.
I didn't even know that was a feature.
Hey, Andante. What's your initiative? No, wait, sorry. What's your dexterity? Score.
16?
Dope.
Oh, jack of all trades.
Again?
I think he was just asking because we rolled the same initiative and have the same initiative bonus.
Okay. So Andante, you're hearing rustling from all around you. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna look around. I just want to roll a perception check to see if I can identify exactly where it's coming from, rather than just a general all around me. Maybe there's creatures nearby making noise, or maybe it's just the wind.
Okay.
Who knows?
Sure. You can give me either a perception or nature. Okay. So you look around and the branches of the trees seem to be rustling fervently, more so than if a wind was just going to go through it, but you don't necessarily see anything there.
I think the trees might be alive.
No initiative again because it didn't show up for some reason.
Oh, are you not on there?
No.
If you click on it and roll again, I'll fix whatever your initiative was. Okay.
Was a 15.
15.16.
Thank you.
No problem. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No.
Cess, what would you like to do?
I would like to pull out my hand axe and ready an action for if something hostile comes near me. I'm gonna swack it.
Okay. Millsap, what would you like to do?
Where's the wrestling coming from? Is it just coming from like everywhere, kind of?
It's surrounding you. It almost seems like the trees around you are moving the branches themselves. You just hear the sound of sticks rubbing against each other, but it's very, very loud.
I would like to there and just prepare an attack for if
What kind of attack? With your swords?
Yeah, with my swords.
Okay.
No, actually, a headbutt.
A headbutt, okay.
A headbutt.
Liam, that's you.
Did I successfully hide?
Yes, you're successfully hidden.
Okay. I'm just gonna draw my dagger and I guess can I make a perception check to see if I can see what is
Sure. Okay. So with that perception check, you see above you a creature made fully out of wood. You see that they are, as you see the one above you, you start looking around and you notice that they are all around you. And their movements are what's making that very loud rustling noise.
All right. I'm going to total shot in the dark here. Does anyone in the party understand thieves can't?
Don't think
Any
so.
chance?
Nope.
No.
All right. Well, in an attempt to get the party's attention while not like blowing my cover, I'm going to use my proficiency in Thieves' Cant to kind of make. Oh, hi, buddy. Jump scares and roll 20.
Horror game.
I had been for the entire time you're talking trying to figure out how to make that happen, so I apologize.
Walmart brand Groot.
So I'm just gonna I'm gonna say "Hey, over here" in Thieves' Cant, which is like the sound of a bird call of something like that, to try to get the party's attention, and hope I got someone's attention. Did I get anyone's attention?
Not if they don't know Thieves Can't.
But even if it's just because
I mean, yeah, they're gonna hear you speaking to yourself, but I don't think they'll know what it.
Well, again, I'm not trying. Obviously, I know they're not going to understand that is the Thieves' Cant for "Hey, over here." But I'm just hoping that me making the noise allows them to know that it's me, because I wasn't hiding from them. So
Oh yes, they do know that. Yeah, they would know that it's you based on your voice.
Okay, but to the creatures, it just sounds like a bird call.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I got their attention, and I just point above me and to all of the trees, that just to warn them, enemies in the trees, like without saying anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna need like a minute and a half before I do this, so you guys can chill for that minute and a half.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
curious as to whether there's any way to reason with these things. Because
I-
God knows
Well, Mr.
Lucas would.
Well,
Lucas
Mr.
would not
Druid.
wanna-
Yeah,
Hmm.
that'll be up to you. I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
I'm gonna give it a try.
If she says the only words they can say is "I am tree," I say it's a pretty reasonable chance that you could probably reason with them.
Yeah. I understand Druidic, so if they, for some reason, speak Druidic, I could probably reason with them.
Do they understand
All right,
hand
you know.
axe?
I would imagine
Or
so, but they
slave?
probably wouldn't. They probably wouldn't take too kindly to hand axe.
Oh, I don't. Oh, they're not supposed to.
I'm trying not to kill them so far.
All I know
Also,
is that
the
if
only reason you go.
I was gonna say, all I know is that if they jump down, they jump scare me. They're getting a vicious mockery, whether it's intentional or
Twiggy
not.
motherfucker!
You twiggy bastard.
I really want to hear you do an insult in British. Go on, please.
Okay, so they are going. Everyone at this point sees these twiggy motherfuckers running down the trees. They pull their feet off, and you hear cracks of branches as they start to very quickly move towards you. And they are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. One is going to take an attack at Cess.
I am holding an action.
Oh yeah, so you can go ahead and take your action.
Is it an auto crit since it's a hand axe against wood?
It is not, no.
It almost was a crit anyway.
And then there's never mind.
Okay, so you successfully cut this dude. You see that one of the arms he was winding up to stab you with gets completely cut off. And you see that a small sapling, like out from where where his arm used to be.
I hate you.
And then 1, 2, 3,
Oh, the
4.
happy couple.
It's gonna be 2 attacks against Cess. What's your AC?
15?
So both attacks hit. And that's gonna be a total of 8 piercing damage. And then 1, 2, 4. One can take an attack against May. Is it May or Mai?
Argenta Mai.
Okay, so a swing and a miss critically fails. Is absolutely cannot hit you, even though you are the size of a barn door. And that is Lucas's turn.
Okay, can I go on?
Are these things constructs?
No.
Okay. Could I take a free action to, like, speak to them in Druidic and try and reason with them at all?
You can certainly try.
Okay, cool. As a free action, I'd like to, like, hold out my quarterstaff in front of me to, like, show that I mean no threat. And in Druidic, I'd like to say, "We do not intend to fight you. I apologize for my friend's rash decision to make an attack against you. We were just stunned by your sudden arrival. We don't want any trouble. We would just like to move on and go our separate ways."
They don't say anything back.
Well, it was worth a try. Okay, could I bonus action Shillelagh?
Hey, we don't want to hurt you. I'd like to bonus action Shillelagh.
Well, fucking, if they're not going to respond, then
Maybe they don't speak Druidic.
Maybe they don't speak.
Maybe they
Well-
don't hear.
in that case,
I love confusing
Well,
the new player.
I don't speak tree sign language, so
Trees don't have ears.
right. I'm hesitant to approach this one and like, fuck it.
Be a literal tree hugger.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to approach this one and just like put my quarterstaff down and like hold my arms out just to be like, hey, I don't intend to hurt you.
Okay. Is that your action?
Yeah.
Okay. Mai, that's your turn.
all right. I'm going. This is upsetting, so I'm gonna bonus action rage,
Hell yeah.
and then starting. Okay, so that one. I'm a Storm Herald Barbarian, so this is I've got the Sea Aura. So I can choose one other creature I can see in my aura, and I'd like to choose this guy.
Okay.
So he needs to make a dexterity save against DC 13.
He gets a 12.
Then he takes 5 points of lightning damage.
He is on fire.
Ha! Bastard.
Lucas is going to shoot my look like, what the fuck?
Is that your turn?
It's not my turn. I still have. I still need to make an attack to. I'm debating whether I want a reckless attack. I can take a hit. I will reckless attack. Give myself advantage on this attack with my glaive.
A sweet, sweet advantage.
Does that hit?
No. Yes, it does. What the fuck? Okay. That bark person is dead.
Oh,
Good.
my
Then I'm gonna
druidic
move.
heart.
Just right there. And then I'll be end.
Okay. Andante, that is your turn.
Alright. These things just kind of jumped out of the trees at us. What is the radius of this? 20 feet? Let's see. So that's 40 feet across. Coolio. I think I should be able to cast. I'm going to cast Sleep on the area.
I dig it.
Submit. There we go. So it targets.
Oh, wow.
It targets whichever creature has the least amount of current hit points first, and subtracts the number from the total.
Okay. So the two that are immediately by Sess fall asleep. And then this one here also falls asleep. This one here is still awake.
Blimey, those things scared me. Yeah.
I like to think he plays a lullaby.
And yeah, I'm just gonna back up a step from those things and call it a turn.
Sess, the two near you are asleep. There is only one that is still conscious. It is by Lucas. What would you like to do with your turn?
these fucking icons is Lucas. That one. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
This is not boding well for my peace offering.
I would like to bite him.
Go right ahead.
Man.
That hits. Okay.
Alright. It's 19 plus 6, 25. I get HP back equal to that piercing damage. And then I would like to hit him with my axe.
Can you do a vampiric bite and an attack in the same round?
Well, with evil.
Oh, got you. Okay, yeah, go ahead. That'll hit. He's dead.
Fuck your piece.
Immediately, Lucas just starts weeping. That was so cruel.
No, that was
there was
25.
no need for that violence.
30, 35, 40, 45. Okay, I'm good.
You guys are out of initiative because everyone else is unconscious.
Oh, okay. I'd like to bite this one.
I'll wake it up.
Yeah, I'm still angry.
Oh, fellas,
Actually,
they're down. Please.
Nah.
Lucas is just gonna, like, while crying, try burying this one.
They're down. It is an auto crit, isn't it?
Yep.
Dear God, what have I done?
I don't know how do I do that?
You
This
would
is
set your
called
crit
tree genocide?
Well, it's auto crit on a hit, so you would just roll damage twice.
Oh, is that what it is?
You filthy Republicans, auto-critting on the trees.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And then
Seth,
Can I
that
get
does
this one to
not
make
kill
a-
that one.
And he rolled
What?
minimum
He's
damage.
up.
He rolled minimum
He's
damage for both.
I don't know why I moved.
Did I?
Yeah.
Woke up.
Oh, you win some, you lose some.
Everyone pause, please.
How long are they asleep for?
Until they get attacked or someone shakes them awake. Or the duration of the spell.
So he is incapacitated, or not incapacitated. He is prone, but he is awake. And if you're gonna keep hurting him, you're gonna have to roll initiative again.
I'll roll initiative again.
Oh my god, you guys are ridiculous.
What the fuck?
Most
I
stuff
was
isn't gonna do
trying to
shit.
go about this peacefully, and now you're just killing them all.
Well,
Man,
they
What's
are.
up?
I had a chance to do what I wanted to do, so don't look at me.
No, Mosap
Oh,
didn't
and I
even draw
fucking
his sword.
I get a nat 1 on initiative. Fuck me.
That's what happens when you try to go for peace.
God.
All
Yeah.
right, Sess, you take your swing.
Is that it?
That hits. All right, he's down. He's gone.
All right. We're back out of initiative.
You have 3 dead piles of wood and 2 sleeping piles of wood.
Hope you know that I genuinely do not trust you right now.
Me?
Yes, you.
You're the
Do
one
we-
trying to make friends with the enemy.
I was trying
Do
to
we have
be
any reason-
diplomatic.
Do we have any reason not to kill him?
I
Do we
mean,
have-
if we can
Alright, I'm gonna
avoid
step-
combat.
I'm gonna step
I
back.
mean, everything.
Did we
ever
ever
leaving
stop
Creek.
to consider that these were not just feral beasts and that they were possibly trespassing on their territory?
I mean, they attacked us.
Because we're trespassing on their territory.
That doesn't seem like a good enough
Yeah.
reason. They can talk to us.
So if I
Okay,
came to
did you-
your house and
Did you consider the fact that maybe they don't speak the same languages as so we could have
Well, they-
maybe found a way to non-verbally communicate with them to de-escalate the situation?
Well, they could have tried instead of just immediately attacking us.
Liam, I don't think there is a way to win this argument other than
Fairly. I'm gonna
just
go over to this one, and I'm going to see if there's any way that I can save this one, or if it's just flat out dead.
Out of character, real quick. From what I know, when you roll initiative, it means they are aggressive towards you and are attacking you. Is that not the case?
Not always.
initiative can just be to make sure to track who gets to go, who gets to make a certain action at that point in time.
Gotcha. I may have handled that a little different then.
Because we've done initiative for like car chases and competitions and shit like that, and it's not necessarily aggressive.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Andante. Are we killing them or not? Because they're gonna wake up eventually, and they're gonna
No,
be
we're
angry.
not. We're not killing them. We're probably gonna get up, move, so we can be in a place where we're not in danger, most likely.
So what are y'all doing?
Can I do a medicine check on this one to see if there's any possibility I can save this one?
Yes, you can do a medicine check. So no, there is nothing you can do, and you know that definitively.
Okay, so I can pretty much assume the same for the other two.
Correct.
I'm gonna go over this one. Anybody have any rope on them?
Oh, I do.
Hand it here, please.
I'll hand it over.
I'm gonna tie these two up.
Okay, you successfully tie them up. They are sleeping.
All right. Now, here's the deal. I want to wake at least one of them up and try to communicate with it. If we are able to communicate with it, we might be able to get ourselves out of this situation without any more conflict.
Should
If
we
that does not
move the
work,
other
if-
three?
If that does not work, then fine. We gotta do what we gotta do. But I'd rather not any more lost lives while I'm here. Even if it's just a creature like this. Not until I learn if it's a feral creature or if it's an intelligent being. Because if it's an intelligent being, I'm not killing it. I'm not killing them.
I like you, Liam. Thank you for reasoning. This is probably exactly what I would try to have done.
So, out of character input, the sleep spell only lasts for 1 minute, so whatever we're doing, we should make it quick.
Oh, they're already tied up, so
Should we not move the other three so we don't
I
give
mean,
off the wrong
at
impression?
this point they witnessed their friends die already.
Yeah.
So, you guys successfully tie them up, and you wait a little bit. They start to open their eyes and struggle against their restraints.
So I'm gonna kneel down. This one is injured, right?
Correct.
I want to come over to it, and I am going to. I mean, it's a tree, so like, can't really do too much, but I'm still going to attempt. Does it look like it's in pain, having lost its arm?
No, it does not.
Okay. So I'm gonna kneel down to them, and I'm gonna kind of that put on Dr. Liam persona, so like non-threatening. And I go, I don't know if you understand me, but I'm not here to hurt you. Right? I'm a friend. Do I get any semblance of a response from them?
Do you want to give me a persuasion check?
Sure.
I was going in my head about whether this would be a disadvantage or advantage, but I'm just like, we'll just make it straight. You see that his body, although still rigid from being wood, does calm down a little bit.
Do you understand me?
He nods his head yes.
Good. Wonderful. Can you tell me why you attacked me and my friends?
He shakes his head no.
Okay. Can you motion with your head where you came from? What direction
He looks up at the trees.
Is this your home?
He nods his head.
Are we trespassing in your home?
He nods his head.
My apologies, friends. We did not realize we were in your home. And I shoot a dirty look at everyone who killed the other three.
I did nothing.
I clutch my hand act harder.
Lucas is just like fighting back tears.
Now, I apologize for your friends over there, but if we let you go, will you let us go without any more conflict?
You see that he looks over at his dead twig brothers, and he looks up at you and he nods his head once.
I turn to the other one and I go, is that okay? Are those acceptable terms?
He looks over towards the person you have been talking to. The twig you have been talking to nods his head to the other twig, and both of them nod in agreement.
I look up at everyone and say, put your weapons away. Put your weapons away.
Never drew mine in the first place.
What if they just go get 10 more of them?
Well, we're going to move out of the way because we're in their territory.
As long as we leave their home, they should have no reason to attack us.
Except that we killed 3 of them.
Out of self-defense, but they understand that.
I don't know. For a tree that you can't hear talk, you're pretty confident in what they're not saying.
I think we should just book it.
I think we should leave them tied up and run away. Their friends will come find them.
We can't just leave them tied up.
I don't think we need to leave them tied up. We can untie them, and if they attack us, we'll defend ourselves.
I would rather leave them tied up for the simple fact that I don't want to see them killed.
And we don't know where their camp is. It could be just a couple minutes away, and there's a dozen more.
They don't have a camp. This is their forest. They live in the trees.
They are the trees, aren't they?
I knew it. The trees are alive.
Speaking Vietnamese. Sorry.
You know how long I've wanted to say that. Alright.
Millsap unties them and they run away.
Oh, good.
See? Was that so difficult? Was that so difficult? We killed 3 of them. And if we had just spoken to them in the first place, we never would have had to do that.
You guys are out of initiative and you're all set.
All right.
Let's keep moving.
Time to get a move on.
Let's get to this bloody mountain.
Okay. So you guys successfully make it to the mountain after that. It is several hours of walking, but you manage to make it. And you make it to the south side of the mountain. And as you are following the side of the mountain, you notice that there is a door directly into the mountain itself. You can place your tokens here.
Oh, wait. Oh, good. Just continuously. And I have vision! Yay.
I see nothing.
I also see nothing.
I am in complete darkness.
Hold on. Calm yourselves.
Is it a dark vision thing?
Yes.
Because if so, I understand.
Fuck your dark vision.
I see a sliver of house.
I see house.
I have no cantrips for you. I have no cantrips this time.
I do have a token on there, right?
Yeah, you do. Hold on.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure it didn't. No.
There you go.
Thank you.
I would like to point out that as we approach the mountain, and Dante is once again out of breath, this time he looks up and goes, "Well, I did say I wanted adventure. Didn't realize there'd be so much walking."
You're right,
You
young
do
man.
realize that adventure really does include a lot of walking, right?
The grand tales make it sound much more glorious.
I'm constantly keeping an eye on him the entire time, making sure he doesn't pass out from exhaustion.
You guys are so cute.
I'm a
Also,
doctor.
next-
What can you say?
I'll be ready to carry him if he does pass out.
Lucas has been doing the super dad thing of being like, "Come on, it's not that bad. We can get there super quick."
I'm good.
So
I'm good.
as you come to this door, you do see that the door is just slightly ajar.
I thought it was a door.
It is a door.
Yeah, it is.
I had.
It is also a jar.
same thought.
Well, I'll push the door open.
You enter into what looks like a beautiful common room. Actually, you know what? I already wrote this. Let me read it verbatim. The main room boasts a fireplace, cold and the ashes unswept. There are a few oversized, comfy-looking chairs surrounding the fireplace, with a bookshelf to the side, not depicted. There is a large table with a place for 8 people to sit, and a small kitchen. Even for the dimensions of the cottage, you do you would have to literally you're at an angle right now that you have to crouch down. The ceiling is very low.
Wait, how low?
Very low. Like you're hunched over.
I can't lean my way out of this.
And
this is
on the far side, there is a second door, but it appears empty.
It seems to be a common trend of us finding places abandoned.
well.
I'm gonna knock on the door.
No one knocks from the other side.
Are you all right? We're already in the house.
Well, somebody could be hiding in there. I don't
Yeah, and
want
you
to.
probably just scared the shit out of them.
Hello?
Or they could be changing. I don't want to walk in on somebody who's indecent.
I mean, we have already entered this house without permission.
Yes, does anyone
Yeah,
else
but it
get the
would be
feeling
worse
we are
if you walked in
trespassing?
on.
It looks like you're doing a lot of that lately.
Should we perhaps wait outside for the owners of this establishment to return?
Can someone roll me a d8?
Yeah, sure.
Not after my last roll.
I'm going to take the first one that's rolled, even though they're both the same.
Yep.
So he takes responsibility. Got it.
So from the other side of the door, you hear snoring.
I'm just
They are
both are
asleep.
trespassing again. I think.
Immediately
Yeah,
step outside.
Yep.
Oh my lord. You guys are so scared.
I'm engrossed in bookshelf. What books do there be?
There are books about mining. There are books about extraction methods, of how to cut the best gem. There's books about basically anything you can think of regarding mining.
And what languages are these books in?
They are in Common and Dwarvish.
Do Orc and Dwarvish share a script? I know, Rose has written some languages share scripts.
Tess, are you following them out?
Yeah.
Language. Quick reference languages. Oh, Orc does use a Dwarvish script. Cool. So I would recognize that I would recognize the letters just as a different language.
Are you staying in the house, Mai?
Yeah, I'm engrossed in bookshelf.
Okay. So you're just flipping through the pages. Everyone else is outside.
Yeah.
As we get out there, I'm gonna look around and go, I believe we're short a half-orc.
Milsa peeks
I
in.
also love that to read this, she's like hunched over at 90 degrees reading by the furnace light. Like,
Yeah.
Milsa peeks his head in and goes, Ma!
Eh?
Outside.
Oh.
as Millsap screams, you hear a thunk from the other room.
I told you were scaring them. Put the book back in.
Probably should have thought twice before shouting out.
I'm gonna put the book back in the hobble out. What the hell do you want?
You see that as you're heading out, the door opens, and a small dwarf walks through.
Hello?
What is all of this ruckus?
I apologize for trespassing on your property, sir. Random?
Is he in? Are they in like a nightgown? Oh my god! He looks adorable.
He's
I
sleepy.
love him. A nightcap and everything.
Can I ask why you are here?
Oh, we're here to get gems for, this lady who makes clothes down in, that city close by.
Yeah, that girl from that place I once was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's exactly how he's coming off. Because he's like, I can't remember a damn thing.
You went to the Modiste at Valeria.
For the Modiste and Valeria.
Oh, you're here to pick up her order. He turns around and he bumps into a chair while he's yawning as he stumbles over to the pile of crystals. He picks up a pre-made bag and then heads back towards you. He looks like someone who hasn't slept very well in a very long time. And he hands you the bag.
Thank you kindly.
Yeah, hand off.
I'm gonna approach him, and can I make a medicine check to see if he looks sick?
Sure. He looks like he is sick by magical means.
Excuse me, sir. I couldn't help but notice, but you don't look too well. I'm a doctor. Is there anything that you need help with?
I mean, I don't suppose you can bring back someone from the dead, can you?
Not my expertise, unfortunately. I'm more of a mundane mundane medicine man.
Then I don't think you can help me, but thank you for your concern.
Is there anything else we can do for you in the meantime?
I mean, if you're just here to pick up the Modiste things, give her our wishes and let her know that we need to cancel our previous order.
I understand. I'd like to like approach him and just be like, I'm so sorry for your loss, and just pull him into a hug.
He looks very uncomfortable, but as you hug onto him for an uncomfortable amount of time, you do hear from your shoulder.
Lucas,
Okay.
don't hug strangers.
I'm sorry, It's the
I understand. No, I
instinct.
understand. I understand. But
And-
but it makes people uncomfortable.
Do I carry him to bed?
Did you just
It's probably best.
did you just
It's
hug that
probably
man?
best.
I'll carry him to bed.
You go to pick him up, and he's like, no, sir, no, please.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm so sorry. I thought you'd fallen asleep. I was going to take you to your bed.
For the love of the gods.
Why
I'm so sorry. Do excuse me. I'm just going to step outside.
So you have successfully collected the gems.
Yay.
All right, thank you again.
Hold. I think Seskel has some input.
I hear Jerry furiously typing. Okay, so he's waiting for so he's waiting for y'all to leave, I guess. He starts making his way back to his bedroom.
I am going to totally not creepily follow him back to his bedroom.
Oh.
He's so tired, he doesn't even notice.
I bet you've never seen this Seven Dwarves crossover episode.
And as you enter, you see that he is already in bed and asleep. He immediately passed out.
I'm gonna shake him awake. Gently.
Damn.
Mama?
No, not quite mama. I'm daddy, and I'm gonna sit him up in his bed.
And he does that, like, tired thing that children do where they, like with their lips.
I'm gonna, like,
How
rub
old
his
is he?
back.
Very old.
Oh.
My friend, you were saying something about bringing somebody back from the dead.
Yeah, I mean, it was more of a joke than anything. Of course, no one can do that.
Oh, absolutely not. But if they could, tell me, what did you have in mind?
Well, we have a very special woman to us who recently passed, and we would love to have her back. And her body doesn't seem to be decaying, but I mean, it will eventually.
Oh, who is this woman to you? I'm so sorry to hear that.
You could call her my best friend.
And if, of course, somebody could bring another back from the dead, where would she be?
Well, we are currently protecting her. She is in a very safe place, and I don't feel really comfortable telling you that. Just because, no offense, you just broke into my house and woke me up.
Yes, I do apologize for my friends. They haven't been quite cultured in the ways of this area yet, especially the one wearing leaves.
You asshole.
You're the one doing more breaking and entering than the rest of us.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that.
He can
Ruin
put
my
two and two
reputation.
together.
Kill my tree friends, and now you slander me?
Yeah, fuck your tree friends. They
Asshole.
attacked me first.
I'll attack you.
Anyway, because
Hi.
you're not next to each other, motherfuckers.
Well, if you could bring her back from the dead, how do you think that you would do that? Perhaps I could help. I am a doctor of sorts.
I don't really have a plan. It was, again, more of just a joke, but I would love to have her back if she was able to be back, but death is pretty permanent.
Ah, yes. The majority of people do believe that. What if I told you that I had died and am back?
But you don't look like a zombie.
Oh, no, I'm not a zombie. There are many forms of undeath.
can't say that I've ever met anyone who has been undead. Up until now.
Well, here, let me. And I'm gonna take his hand and place it where my pulse should be.
You feel his warm hand touch your very cold skin, and his eyes kind of look shocked. And he looks at you and he goes, "Do you think you could do what you did to yourself to her?"
I think I could try. Undeath is a tricky art. I can't make any promises.
I would take you to her if you think you could.
Out of
Gaskell should
character.
not.
In your world, can vampires transform vampires into things into other vampires?
Give me 1 second.
Okay. Seskel should not be the one giving fucking Snow White the fucking true love's kiss in this case. I don't think
nothing.
this should
You're
be
outside.
working.
I very much agree.
Man, if only y'all were inside, huh?
So you would know that in order, it's a 2-step process. So in order to do that, you would have to have the person slain by die by a vampire bite attack, and then you would have to bury them to come back as a vampire spawn.
But wouldn't work on somebody already dead.
Correct.
I am going. I'm going to promise this dwarf that I will find a way, and that I'm going to tell him that my life's goal has been to find a way to bring somebody back, and that I will succeed.
He nods and then he says, "Do you want me to bring you to her, or are you just gonna come back?"
I will come back once I have answers.
He nods. He says, "I hope you do." And then he immediately falls back asleep.
And he's sick too, right?
So you wouldn't know that.
I have a decent medicine check.
Give me a medicine check. You just think he's tired.
Okay.
Leave the medicine checks to the actual medical professional.
I am an actual medical professional.
With an axe rather than a scalpel.
Doesn't matter.
Potato, potato.
So where are you guys heading? Are you heading back to the town?
Yep.
And are you taking the same path?
No.
Nope.
I wouldn't
That's
mind.
rude.
How are you getting there?
We fly.
That was my exact
Yip
thought.
yip!
We do it the bird way. We fly.
We fly.
If only we could fly.
It actually should be approaching dusk, if not already dark out. We should probably
The
find a
sun is
spot
indeed
to.
setting.
Yeah, we should probably find a spot to make camp for the night.
I'd have to be inclined to agree with that.
All right.
You lads don't think that this dwarf fellow would allow us to bunk with him for the night, would you?
Given the
I
fact
mean,
that we
it wouldn't hurt to ask.
Given the
How are
fact that
dwarf
we
size?
go ahead.
They are dwarf-sized beds, but there were 6 of them in there.
You know, I think I will sleep outside.
I would rather sleep outside than ask
Wait a
somebody.
second.
that we-
How do you? Wait a second. How do you know that? We didn't go into the bedroom.
come on now, Millsap. We've been traveling with this one for long enough that when we were sitting there for about 10 minutes waiting for him to come out, you know he went in there, did some sort of shenanigans.
I just
That's a
wanted him
good
to
point.
admit it himself.
What were you doing in there, Siskel?
Well, they mentioned a dead person, so he's probably looking for a snack.
Oh, nothing to be concerned about. He just wanted some help finding an old friend.
Aye. Tampering with the
Oh,
dead
he
is
didn't
not
need
a
this.
good idea. Death is natural and should be left as such.
Your vines are natural too, but doesn't mean they don't smell.
Your point being?
You smell bad.
I've no
could
clue.
not-
You don't smell any better.
Seskel doesn't sweat, so my guess is he doesn't smell.
I am literally rotting.
That's
So he does-
probably
Yeah.
worse. The smell
I
of
don't think
decay.
vampires rot, though.
Oh, do they not? I don't know. All I know is I don't have to breathe.
Yeah, but he spends a
That's my
lot
whole
of
thing.
time near rotting, decaying corpses,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah.
Didn't you also didn't one of you take part of the body that you dissected? I can't remember.
He
No,
ate part
he
of the
did.
body.
I
We
have
burned
Yeah.
the rest of it.
I have some of the ooze from the disease
Oh, yeah.
in the vial.
Oh, yeah, that's in a vial. That's sterile, right?
So where would you guys
Right.
like to make camp?
Right outside the front door.
Probably a little ways down from it.
Yeah, a little ways away from that.
So that they don't wake us up if they. So that you don't wake us up if he comes out and says hello.
He has other people coming to collect deliveries, and we're all just piled up outside the door.
So
Shop.
you guys
Or the
are making camp. Are you making it in the forest or at the base of the mountain?
I think at the
I'd
base.
say
of
the
the probably
base
is
is-
smarter.
Base of the mountain. Less opportunities for people to sneak up on us. We've got more open area to look out.
Near a path or
Well-
not near a path?
Not
Wait,
near
is
a
this
path.
is this a sheer face or does it just climb up?
It's a pretty steep mountain.
Pretty steep, pretty steep. Okay, then yeah.
I'd
just-
say away from a path.
I would say close to a path, but not on one.
Well, obviously.
Gotcha. So like several, like you can see the path, but you aren't like near it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys set up camp. And as the sun starts to set, you hear the pitter patter of footsteps and humming
Oh no.
as you guys are starting to set up camp.
I'd like to think that right about this time, and Dante's pulled out his lyre and he's playing a tune to cast prestidigitation to light the campfire, and just kind of accidentally starts going with the melody of the song that he's hearing.
Great. Out of character question about in character information.
Sure.
Do these fairy tales, because obviously we as players know the reference, but do these fairy tales exist in our world?
They do not.
I wouldn't know him anyways.
We're basically playing Sora from Kingdom Hearts. He knows
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah,
of these
he
worlds.
doesn't know about any of this. But we do.
But so you watch in the distance as they walk the path towards the house that you guys just were at.
You think
Okay,
those
just a happy, grumpy.
One looks like a dog. There seems to be one that's happy. One's sneezing a lot. It's a very strange group of dwarves.
I love this.
I want to make... Sorry, my Oswald came out for a second.
Bro, you've been speaking like Oswald since the beginning of the session.
For real.
Nah, it was more of like the reaction that I just had because I was for real about to say I want to be best friends with all of them.
Amazing.
And just like that, they are walking right past you, and they are out of your sight.
Are we just gonna pretend that didn't happen?
Yes.
I'm
Personally,
still
I
whistling the
wouldn't.
tune. It was a catchy tune.
And you guys are all bunkered in for the night. Is there anything you guys want to do? Any watches you guys want to set up?
I
Yeah.
only have to trance for 4 hours, so I can watch whenever.
I would like to take first
Oh.
watch with Lucas so that we can continue to talk about his amazing wife and daughter.
Yeah!
I'll take whatever watch.
I will take.
I'll take a
last
watch with Liam. I will take a watch with Liam.
Okay. So it sounds like it's going to be Andante and Lucas for first watch. Liam and Millsap for second watch, and Seskel and Mai for third watch.
All right.
I'll be trancing towards the end of the night.
Anything else you guys want to do before heading to bed? Oh, and also, you can take this opportunity to level up.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh,
I love leveling up.
I do indeed love leveling up. I need to check feats.
I love that I can level up by not participating in combat.
Milestone leveling, baby.
Yeah!
Yeah, that's the
Right,
best way to
and
do it,
it's-
honestly.
It's one roll and you take what you get.
Correct. Unless it's a 1, and then you can re-roll.
Druid
Uh-huh.
circle. I've already got a druid circle. Get out of here.
I got 10, but it hasn't changed.
Also, you can transform
Damn.
into any beast that has a challenge rating of 1 or 2 or lower that doesn't have a flying speed. Damn it.
Not yet, buddy. Not yet.
I want to
You'll be fine,
fly.
though. I know you do.
Do I go with a feat or do I go with? I probably need the ability score increase. Do I do a feat?
Well, I saw what I rolled. It was a 10 for some reason. It just opted not to give it to me. But, we're fine. It's fine.
We ball.
It gave you a
Oh.
10.
Did it?
It's on my
like,
screen. It's a 10.
on my sheet, it just was like, nope, it's staying at 6.
Ooh.
You
So
can
it was like-
put 10, because it definitely is a 10.
Yeah, thank you. All right, time for feats. Or do I just increase that charisma up to 20?
I'm all good. Damn, you rolled a 10 for HP? Holy crap.
Yeah, I rolled max.
Damn. I was 2 off.
For a second, I totally forgot that Brits pronounce that letter.
I'm
as
pretty
a
sure
H.
druids only get the
H. How do Americans pronounce it?
H.
H.
HP. Oh, I think I interchange them. I think I just do it
We
randomly.
don't pronounce the H in H.
Yeah.
We also don't pronounce the H in herb.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
No, you're weird.
Yeah. Herb is weird to us.
Well,
Because herb is how you pronounce the name.
Yeah.
dude, it's my language.
You
Yeah,
have to
we
learn
took
to
it from
share.
you.
Do I want Orcish Fury or +2 strength?
Do I want dual wielder, or not? That's the question.
All I had to do was hit points and an ability score increase.
Brit, I'm not doing it this level, but I am planning on, in the next 3 levels up, taking Banneret Fighter.
Okay. That is what I'm playing in my campaign currently.
Wait, Banneret Fighter? What?
Banneret, yeah.
Wait, is that a subclass or?
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
subclass. It turns the fighter into a support class.
That's currently what I'm playing, yeah.
Because
Thank you, love.
I was thinking it'll help me with being the main healer of the party, and B, make sense in my character anyway.
That's what I play in Dungeon of the Mad Mage for those of you who are in that campaign.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's really cool.
Charge.
When Benray uses their second wind, it also heals teammates.
Whoa.
It's funny that you say that, Andrew, because in that campaign, I'm literally playing a police officer that like knows CPR. Like, you know what I mean? So.
All right.
But yeah, and I'm gonna stop at level 3 too because I don't really need Royal Envoy or Inspiring. I mean, I could use Inspiring Surge, but I'm not gonna sink 10 levels of.
Yeah, I did a Warlock fighter combo with that fighter.
All right, I have finished my level up. I decided on giving myself 2 points of strength.
I am nervous playing a rogue fighter under you, Bree, because we know my track record of playing rogue fighters under
Yeah,
you.
I am really, but that HP rule was made because of that game, where if you roll a 1, you can re-roll because that wasn't a part. Like what you rolled, like what 3 or 4 nat 1s in a row.
Yeah, it was. I had like 3 nat 1s, and then when I finally took a level of fighter to get a D10 of a hit dice to hope to get more hit points, I rolled a nat 1, and I had.
He was very squishy.
I had a Constitution. I didn't have a Constitution modifier. So
No, Jojo.
straight
We
up-
can't also be in Shrek.
I don't.
What are you talking
Last
about?
movie her and I
They're in-
watched, so.
They're in Shrek. These characters are in Shrek.
I
Okay,
don't
all
want
the
it to
characters
be
are in
Shrek. I don't
also
want
don't
it
want
to
it
be
to be
Shrek.
Shrek.
I don't want it to be Shrek.
It's Shrek, isn't it? It's Shrek. Oh God.
No!
Yes.
I did not agree to anything.
If we
I hate the evil DM laugh. Like,
if we do
you
figure it
think
out,
you think it was just Snow White? You're gonna meet an ogre, huh?
I feel like it can't be Shrek
And-
because then that is literally all of the fairy tales in one.
Shrek is
And
the
you think-
BBG.
Oh yes!
Oh,
We can
no.
kill Shrek.
And you think anytime the DM laughs is an evil laugh?
It is.
To be fair,
Am I
he has
wrong?
also been under me for like over a year now, where he
Yeah.
has been the subject of my torture. So,
I mean,
Bree's laugh whenever she's DMing is just an evil DM laugh. There we
to
go.
be fair, he's also had me as a DM.
Yeah, no,
And-
y'all like to torture me. So
And the only time I scripted a character death, it was one of his characters.
Oh wow.
Well, he didn't stay dead. He's got a powerful healer in the group, and I knew she would immediately heal him.
So everyone is now leveled up. The first watch is Lucas and Andante. Everyone else can head to sleep.
Oh yeah, I would have went to sleep immediately after agreeing upon the watch schedule.
Okay. Lucas and Andante, what would you like to do with your watch?
Regale Andante with stories of my family.
Yeah, what he said.
So you do learn that his daughter is very, very sick, and it sounds like she's in poor condition.
Yeah. As soon as I mention my sick daughter, I immediately start crying.
For flavor purposes, can I say that I was half awake and have like one eye open and hear that?
Is that something you would be comfortable sharing with Liam?
Yes.
Then yeah. Because otherwise we would have made sure that everyone was asleep.
I mean, I'm totally not aware that he was like half listening because I was just like so wrapped up in telling Andante about my family.
It sounds to you, Liam, based on what he's saying, that she has some sort of respiratory issue.
Gotcha.
goddamn asthma.
Sucks to your ass, Mar.
Man. Oh, not a Lord of the Flies reference. Come on now.
So you regale him with stories of your family. The hours pass, and you guys wake up Millsap and Liam for their shift.
I just stretch a little bit and then get up and I don't know, just
get onto the watch.
Millsap does the Undertaker get up just to freak out whoever woke him.
Lucas recoils like, "Oh my god, what on earth did you just do?"
Don't
Give me
worry
an
about it.
acrobatics check.
Me?
No.
Oh.
Millsap.
Ooh,
You
See if
certainly
under
do
it.
not do the Undertaker get up.
If he gets in that one, could his back just like go?
no, it wasn't in that one. It was a 3.
Oh,
You just see him flailing on the floor trying to do it.
are you all right, Millsap? Do you need more sleep? I can take this watch. I only need 4.
No.
All right.
No.
You
I still can't get into the fucking southern accent right now.
are you having trouble with your
I'm
voice,
Oswald.
Liam?
Hi, I'm Oswald. Hi. Hi.
Liam, I think he might be having trouble with his voice.
Again.
Again, this is not the first time.
Okay.
And
Alrighty.
Lucas, you're all
Alright.
set to sleep.
Yeah.
Millsap.
I'm gonna spend my. I mean, aside from anything that Millsap wants to do that involves me, I'm gonna spend my watch kind of observing that vial of ooze that I have.
So, as you're observing it, you do notice that it is like a snot-like substance. It is very like thick. And like you know from watching it be handled that it is like sticky in a sort of way. You do see that occasionally there are like drops of it that will come off separate from the large gelatinous portion. But in general, it's just a gross vial of black ooze. Millsap, is there anything you'd like to do?
Millsap would A, like to keep his weapons clean, but B, like to see if there's any possible way to like feel a connection with his sister to see if she's okay. Like through the pretty sure I had it be that they had a mark. They were branded with something by their father.
Give me an Arcana check at disadvantage.
Okay.
No. You feel a pit of emptiness inside your stomach.
Just rubs the back of his neck.
I'm gonna look up and see him reacting like that. And go, "You okay there, Mills?"
Oh, yeah, I'm perfect. I'm fine. Just thinking about the sister, you know?
I know that feeling. She okay?
It's just, when I was leaving, I looked back in the city that I left her in was up in smoke, so.
Hey,
Kinda worried.
where you from, Millsap?
Oh, I don't
You can just make
remember
up
where
a
I had to
name.
be in the Feywild.
You can just say the Feywild.
I'm from the Feywild, actually.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What's that like?
Honestly, being in the material realm is more fun since I grew up in the Feywild. But yeah, it's it can be beautiful, it can be dangerous, and it can be cruel.
Well, ain't that the truth for life in general?
Yeah, but I told you about my father and such, and all of his adventures, and that the whole reason I know how to play instruments and such.
Aye.
What I didn't tell you is that I don't like playing instruments. Is the thing.
Oh yeah? Why is that?
My father was a very cruel sort of satyr. Every time I missed a note, smacked me on the back of my neck. And honestly, if I hadn't been the one with poor musical direction, he would have been on my sister. But I was always more akin to the physicality aspect of everything. So it was I don't really like playing instruments because my father was a terrible person.
Kind of understand that. I've got quite a few skills I've learned that I'm not too proud of that I have.
Yeah, but it seems like you managed to take whatever skills you had and change them into something useful.
Aye. Wasn't easy though. Didn't do it on my own. You see, I don't tell many people this because I try to separate myself from this part of my past, but ever by any chance know of someone by the name of the Black Serpent?
Bree, do you want me to roll a history check, or do I just not know about that?
You can roll a history check.
Okay.
So you know who the Black Serpent
Everything.
is. She
Stood on his
was
wall.
she was a master thief, correct, Liam?
Mm-hmm.
So she was a master thief that, you know, is infamous throughout like many different seedy like rings that, you know, just exist in the world. But you would know that in general she tried not to hurt people, but she was really good about getting away with shit.
He was that I wouldn't say nice thief, but she wasn't she wouldn't kill she wouldn't hurt people for no reason.
Aye. Her name was Almira. Almira Smartthorn.
Wow.
Well,
Liam, you have a flashback memory to the world shaking around you and seeing your mother's face, body unwell as your shadow swallowed you.
I shudder a little bit, and then I go. She taught me everything I know. And she told me never to use it for the ways that they were intended to be. She taught me how to pick a lock, but never to break in, only break out. She taught me how to sneak past guards, not to get away from them, but to make sure I didn't get caught past curfew. She taught me a lot of different skills. You know, she had put that whole life behind her. She had settled down with my dad, had me. One day she got brought back into that world she tried to get out of. Told us one more job, and then she's done. And never saw her again.
It does sound like she loved you a lot, though. If that's any consolation.
Aye. She did. And despite my father's being a bit absent man before he died, cared to. But what I'm getting at, if it weren't for Captain Cood, my captain in the army, I wouldn't be where I am today. Cood inspired me to take my skills and use them for medicine. I was already good with my hands. So why not learn to put away my thieves' tools and take up the suture? The scalpel. Here I am.
Well, I'm sure you have probably been the blessing that a lot of people have needed.
I like that. Now, what I'm getting at is, sure, you don't like playing instruments. But why not use those skills for something else? Find something else to be able to use your hands, use your charisma. I mean, you musicians are all the same. You're all very charismatic people. I'm sure you could use that for other reasons that are a little more suitable to what you want to do with your life.
You're probably right.
So you guys spend the evening discussing your backstories and discussing, who you are and where you want to go in life. Forms a bond. And you guys successfully complete your watch. And you wake up Seskull and Mai to take their final watch.
All right. Fuck, time already.
Hey, it is.
My first instinct is going to be to see if there's anything particularly heavy around.
Heavy?
Heavy, like to do, to lift.
To pick
Just work
things up
out.
and put them down.
But to pick things up and put them down.
Bro.
Do you even lift?
I lift chips.
Yeah, lifted chips.
There are some heavy boulders around, I'm sure.
All right, I'm gonna see. Then I will spend watch finding boulders and setting up and just seeing trying to find the biggest boulder I can. Pick up a boulder, take it back camp, and so on. Just make
Okay.
a little wall.
I'd just like to say that Mosap woke up Seskull by finding a really long stick and poking him away.
Bruh.
Seskull, what would you like to do?
I would like to spend my watching for danger instead of moving rocks.
Well, I'm also
Multitask,
doing that.
right?
I'm also doing that.
He's just passing the time.
I just got stronger. I gotta test that. I feel stronger. Gotta lift, bro. You gotta let a girl lift, man.
So, you keep watch. You don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Seems like a pretty quiet night. And the sun comes up and you guys are greeted by the morning.
I'll do rock paper. I'll like motion rock paper scissors at Seskel to see who wakes everyone up.
I'm down.
It's actually boulder parchment shears. You
Boulder parchment
line.
shears. Yes, I am uncultured. We didn't have boulders on ship. We had rocks.
The concept would still be there, surely.
Yeah, but the concept was rock paper scissors.
Okay.
Cultural
So I'm gonna count to 3, and you guys can say what you're putting out: boulder, parchment, or shears. 1, 2, 3.
Paper.
Boulder.
So Seskel wins.
All right, then I'm gonna go around and rouse everybody. I don't have a pot and pan to hit together, so I'm just gonna shake them.
They're
Like,
lucky
it's time to get up. They're lucky. But that's now my shopping list is pots and pans.
As soon as Mai comes over, Lucas is just going to be like, I've been awake for the last 3 hours. I've only needed 4 hours to trance. I'm good.
I'm gonna shake them anyways. Wake up!
Get off me!
That commotion wakes me up.
Yeah.
Actually, do
Milsa,
No, I'm shaking everyone. Everyone gets a nice firm shake.
Even Seskel.
Millsap
Even
hears Mai
Seskel.
coming over and then points the finger while his face is still in his pillow. If you shake me,
I'm
will-
shaking you.
God
Wait,
damn it.
I'm not shaking them hard. It's just a little shake to wake them up.
Yeah, but you're a barbarian.
So how are y'all getting home?
Walking.
Quote unquote home.
Were we given a map or directions?
You were given a map, but it was rudimentary. Like, it was like, hey, you're gonna go through this fucking forest, and then there's gonna be a mountain that you're gonna see in the distance. At the base of that mountain is a cabin.
And also, we have to be careful not to head through the territory of those bark creatures.
We could. They were pretty weak.
Get your stupid ass out of here, Seskel.
Wait. Can we stay a little bit to see if we see the dwarves go out again?
You wanna wait to see the dwarf?
Yes. Yes.
This is like going
I
to
need
the
to get a
castle.
consensus.
This is like going to the castle at Disneyland to see the fireworks. Dwarves leaving their home for the day.
We're just like intentionally taking a long time, taking apart camp, just waiting for the dwarves.
Are you smoking something? I'm not sharing. We
Just happen to want to see them dwarves. They seemed pretty cheerful coming back from work or whatever they were doing.
have you never seen short people before?
I've never seen a group of short people singing together.
You, my friend, have not lived.
Most Texan thing I've ever heard you say.
Well,
It was
Wait,
so
Bad, are you proud of me?
I am proud of you.
yeah.
The correct levels of unsensitivity and just blatant ignorance.
So you guys take your time cleaning up camp, and you see that start to hear the pitter patter of footsteps through the path, and you hear them cheerfully humming.
Lucas stops clapping along to the beat.
Millsap is very much
all day.
Millsap is very much like staring, making the fucking poggers face like
You see that the very last dwarf in this line of dwarves trips over his own gown that he's in, falls, gets his pickaxe back up, and starts running back up to the other dwarves to his group.
Perhaps these dwarves know a safer route to town. We should ask
The fact that
directions.
They're all holding pickaxes. I don't think they're going to be going anywhere near the town.
Well, if
That doesn't mean they don't know.
they were expecting someone to pick up the delivery for the person, it's possible.
I suppose we could give it a try, although I would suggest we don't ask that last one.
He did seem a bit sleepy.
No, that was the one that was inside.
Yeah.
Oh, did 6 or 7 leave?
There
You saw-
were 6.
So number 7 is still in there.
I'd assume the
I mean,
the
it's
one.
worth-
My money's on Sleepy.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, that is definitely sleepy.
Yeah.
It's worth a shot trying to get directions from them. They know the land more than we do.
I want so badly to pick out Grumpy from this batch.
What? Take him home?
Well, if we're,
No,
if we're going,
just to
if we're
ask
going
him a
get
question.
If we're going to get in directions from these dwarves, we probably could catch up to them before they get too far away.
All right, let's go. And I'm just gonna immediately start fucking running.
Yeah, I'm also going to start like booking it.
I've left, like, a
So
bag
they
behind.
are very small. They don't move very fast, so it's not like they got very far.
We could walk at normal pace and catch up with them.
But yeah, you manage to meet the last one that does often fall behind.
Gonna like skirt on past him and ask one of the more common ones. Excuse me, do you happen to know any routes that we could take into town that don't go directly through that forest?
So you're asking the second to last one?
Yeah.
You see that he turns very, very red in the face. And he like
You fucking chose bashful. Good job.
Yes!
and he goes, "Oh, you'd like to see the town?"
Hey, we're trying to get back there. We picked up a delivery from your friend back at the hut. We just want to get back to the town without having to go through that.
Did he call me his friend?
I mean, I assumed that you would be friends, given the fact that you live together.
That doesn't mean anything.
That's a bold assumption.
He goes, "I'm so happy he called me his friend. I don't think I know of another way to the town."
All right, thank you very much, my friend. Do you think any of your other companions would know?
If anyone would know, it'd be Doc.
Aye. Point me in the direction of this dock.
You see he turns on his tiny heel, and he just goes, "Follow me! Hi-ho, and off to work we go."
I'm gonna join in singing. I'm doing a full-on performance check for this.
I'm also joining in and singing.
I link arms with Millsap and we start singing.
They
Same.
sing a lot better than you. Well,
Yeah.
not on
On
Dante,
Dante.
but once Andante starts singing, you see that all the other dwarves stop singing and turn around to hear him sing. And you see that they are all enthralled, except for one. One looks very pissed off.
My man.
Would you say
That's
that
the
he
guy.
was grumpy?
I'd say he's pretty grumpy, yeah.
Makes me so goddamn happy. You have no idea.
I have not stopped smiling.
Me neither.
And everyone else is like doing backup vocals for Andante, except for Grumpy, who's like, "Can we get back to work, please?"
Get right up in his face and start singing terribly.
I would like to hang out with Grumpy.
I thought you might.
Funny. I thought Liam would have liked to hang out with Doc.
I'm tempted to drop
I
you,
did-
Lucas.
I am trying to pick out which one looks the one that doesn't have a weird personality trait, so we can get on with this.
I would assume that's Doc.
If I was surrounded by these 6 lunatics, I'd be grumpy too.
Excuse me, you're one of the 6. You called yourself a lunatic too. Haha.
You saw the trees, right?
Shut up. The trees are my friends, and you must not kill them. Oh,
I
that
speak
one's
for the
handsome.
trees.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, oh, he's handsome.
Yeah. My name is Lucas. I speak for the trees, and for some fucking reason,
He's
they're
also
being
handsome.
killed left, right, and center.
This here,
Oh.
just as they introduce themselves to you, this is Dopey.
Fair.
This is Happy.
He looks happy.
He looks so happy.
He's like crying tears of joy.
Yeah.
This is Grumpy.
Yeah, the tattoo and everything.
This here's Bashful.
Oh yes, I love him.
This snotty motherfucker is Sneezy.
Oh,
And
Why
this
does the
one
most-
here is Doc.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we keep one?
Seskel gets grumpy with
More
Grumpy.
slaves.
And Lucas, you approach Doc.
Hello, my good friend. I was wondering if you might be able to help me.
Help you with what? We are very busy on a very busy schedule.
I promise I won't take up too much of your time. See, me and my friends here are trying to get back to Valeria, but we took a path on the way here that took us through some woodland creatures' territory, and they attacked us. So we'd like to avoid that if possible.
I mean, they'd like to avoid it.
Oh, you met the twig people.
Yes, unfortunately, they did not understand Druidic, and my friends killed 3 of them, much to mine and my friend Liam's dismay. But we did manage to spare at least 2 of them. So we'd like to avoid any further confrontation.
Well, there is a path through the dark wood, though I would not suggest it. There is really only that path and the path through the dark wood. The twig people, they do speak, well, they don't speak, but they can understand the common tongue. And I know for a fact that when, on the rare occasion, one of us have had to go to town, we do present them with some birdseed, and they do seem to be more hospitable.
All right, that's very helpful. Thank you very much. Would I have birdseed on me, given that I literally live in squalor?
Very limited.
Okay. Do you think this might be at least enough for one passage? And I'd like show him what I have.
For one person, sure.
All right. Well, thank you anyway. We'll let you be on your way.
You're not gonna ask him if he has a seed?
Can I make a herbalism kit check to try to find some plants that would give birdseed?
Sure.
Hey.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah!
Yeah.
You just find a shit ton of fucking plants. Like, everyone else is, like, oohing and eyeing over these dwarves, and you just see Liam in the distance, like, plucking shit out of the ground.
I immediately, as soon as he starts plucking shit out of the ground, go over to him like, "What have you found? What have you found?"
Relax, there, Lucas. This, do I gather enough that would probably, like...
Yes, with a nat 20, yes.
I'm also very... Sorry,
Relax.
I'm also...
Relax,
Sorry, go on.
Lucas. Relax, Lucas. I think I found enough for us to get through.
Alright, thank
Doc,
you.
Doc, do you think this would be enough? And I hold up, like, the whole sack that I've gotten together, and, like, it's visibly just full of this stuff.
I reckon that's enough for several groups of your size.
Wonderful. Thanks, Doc. Alright, lad, let's get out of here. Let's get back so we can finally get those clothes so we don't die from not wearing fancy clothes.
Oh,
Millsap tips his top hat to all of them and says, "I thank you kindly."
You see that Bashful gets real red and, like, all, like, uncomfortable. And you see that Dopey goes to lift something, like a pretend hat, off of his head, ends up falling over. But they all manage to soldier on towards the mountain.
I would like to shake Bashful's hand. Leave.
Bashful, you shake his hand, you feel the heat of this man, like, he is so warm. As you shake his hand, he gets, like, deepening red, and then as you let it go, you see him, like, hold his hand to his chest.
I, like, wave him goodbye, and as soon as he's turned away, I, like, wipe the sweat that I caught on his hand off my clothes.
Oh, this was the best decision I've made today.
I would like to point out, do you remember yesterday when they said that the next scheduled execution time for anyone not wearing fancy clothing would be the next day? It is now that next day, and we have no idea when that execution is taking place.
Well, what we could do is wait a day.
We could.
I can also go through the city and ask when it's scheduled for.
I mean, I'm pretty tripped out.
That could work. I'm just not keen on splitting the group up.
We don't necessarily have to split us up and go to the outskirts of town. Just let Siskel go in and be a representative.
Okay. I think we have our plan then.
Okay. So you guys head back down the path from which you came, and you are heading towards the area where you last encountered those twig men.
I would like
I
to.
swear to the gods, if any of you draw your weapons right now, I will personally do many bad things to you.
I'm resting my hand on my axe.
I would
I've
like
never-
to hand my quarterstaff to Liam for safekeeping, just so that it's like not anywhere on me, and I will like go ahead with a whole bunch of birdseed in my hands, put it down on the ground in front of me, and call out, "Okay, would like to pass through your area. We promise not to do you any harm, and we would like to peacefully go and not come back."
You hear no response.
Do you think they are just going to let us through? Or...
I mean, I wasn't going to.
I think we should just try.
I was just
Yeah.
going to keep going, Lucas, until the twig people showed up, because it's also possible they may not even show up. I just wanted to make sure that we are not a threatening force, and if they do show up, we'll have our offering just ready.
I'll pick the birdseed back up and
You can't. It's birdseed.
well, fucking, I don't know.
Lucas, just
Gets a handful of it back up. Pocket bird.
Pocket seed.
Lucas, just let me handle this.
All right, take it.
And then I just keep walking until you get percepted.
So you keep walking, and as you are walking, you start to hear the thistling of the trees.
Then I'm gonna stop and I'm going to take the sack of birdseed and place it on the ground and just open it up. And I'm going to just call out to the trees. We mean you no harm. We passed through yesterday, and we're here with some seeds for you. We understand that you are fond of that.
You see a tiny, little twig start to come up from the ground. And it looks like it's almost a root of a tree. It puts the tip of its root into the bag and swishes the birdseed around and then retracts back into the ground.
So are we able to pass through?
You hear the thistling stop.
Alright, I'm gonna leave the sack, and then... Alright, cool. And then...
Yep, you all successfully make it through the living wood, and you make it to around the outskirts of town. You've probably had to stop for at least one short rest, or not a short rest, but you know what I mean, like a short break so that Andante could live, and and you have successfully made it to the outskirts of town.
See how easy that was, right? No conflict. We just got through. Trust me. Look, I have to clarify something. Sesku, Mai. Look, I'm not against fighting things, but can't we just try to get things done peacefully before we fight them? This way, none of us have to get hurt.
Yes.
Absolutely. But when they come out swinging, they better be prepared to finish it, because I will.
I'm not going to not defend myself.
Exactly.
That's totally understandable, and I'm 100% in agreement with you. But when you have an enemy who's on the ground, completely asleep, you don't need to try to keep fighting it.
You do if when they wake up, they're going to attack you. Don't bring a tree to an axe fight.
That's why we tie them up and we reason with them. Okay?
No. They attacked us. Whatever happens to them, that sucks for them.
I didn't attack them while they were down.
You and I are not going to get on, Siskel, if you keep acting.
All I'm saying, just be careful with the weapon. Just be careful.
Oh, yes, I'm very proficient with it. You have no need to worry.
Not exactly what
I know what I'm
but
doing.
Sure. We'll just get through this, and it'll all be fine. Okay? Great. Alright. So here we are, Sesku. If you don't mind.
I guess I walk into the city.
Okay. So it looks like the same city you left. You don't see any commotion or anything out of the ordinary.
I want to go to that pub that we first went into.
Okay. So you go into the pub. There's several people that are sitting at tables. The barkeep is there. And the bar itself seems empty, but the tables are fairly full.
What? What are the tables full with?
People.
What? Oh, okay. Gotcha. I'd like to walk up to the host or barkeep or whatever, whoever's there working.
Yeah, there's a young like Triton behind the counter.
Hey, could you tell me when the execution is scheduled for? I'm very excited to see. There's this guy wearing these twigs earlier, and it was just disgusting, and I'm so excited to see it. What time does that happen again?
It usually happens around sunset. They need time to roast the pigs in celebration. It's like, a weekly thing. And so, it's everyone who is set for decapitation. It should happen around sunset.
Awesome, perfect. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna flip him a silver piece or a gold piece for a tip.
He nods in your direction, takes the silver piece, pockets it, continues cleaning glasses.
This is
And I'm gonna
hurtful.
walk back out to my friends.
Friends.
Well, one of them.
I wonder who Seskel is friends with.
And I'm going to notify everybody that the executions happen at sunset.
Right, that should give us plenty of time to make it over to that building shop.
I just depends on how long it takes them to sort out the for us.
Imagine. Hopefully we're not arrested on the way.
Well, we're burning daylight, so
I don't fancy being beheaded.
Alright.
So how are y'all moving through the streets?
Can I wild shape into a dog to
Yeah.
avoid detection? I'm gonna do that.
You, what kind of dog?
I'm gonna go for a border collie.
Okay.
Only golden retrievers allowed. Execute him.
I will fight you.
Oh no!
Not even Seskel. I will fight you, Jerry.
Actually, they only allow King Cavalier Charles. So
Well, then I guess I'm fucked
Purebred
either way.
poodles only.
Fine, I'll be Hazel.
Just be a mastiff and
I could never kill my own dog. So yeah, no, that checks out.
Yeah, I'm Hazel.
I could.
Well, you're not part of this.
I have a hand axe.
Oh my god.
Bree, don't let your fiance, don't let your soon-to-be husband kill your dog.
I don't think he would do it on purpose.
They did chew a fucking cable last night, which was very annoying. And we had thought that they had eaten the end of the cable for a long time, and we found the end of the cable today. But it was really pissed last night about it.
Hunts, both of them.
I would like
Bad
to.
dog.
I would like to take Millsap back to the clothing shop and get her clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
agreed.
So, how are you guys moving through the streets, though?
Just quietly, carefully.
Yes.
Not
No
playing music.
performances? No.
No performances today. Not until we get our clothes.
keeping a low profile.
Okay. You guys successfully make it to the Modiste, and you walk in and you see that on hangers are the clothes that you had ordered. It had Millsap, you have a very fine velvet blazer and some very nice trousers. And Andante, you have a more it's still a nice suit. It's like pinstriped, but it's not crazy.
Why do I get the feeling that Millsap is gonna look like a satyr version of the Shadow Man from Princess and the Frog?
That is some drip.
That is some drip.
It is some drip.
Alright. Now that the two of you are all decked out in your appropriate attire, I perhaps make some more money, I guess. So we can try to afford some more attire for the foot.
We can try.
Now that we know we most likely won't get arrested.
I'm a
Especially since they're.
dog. Can I get a dog top hat?
I give Lucas my top hat.
Oh my god.
Regal dog.
Can I also
Lucas.
get? Am I wearing a bow tie?
You can be if you want.
I also give him my bow tie.
Lucas starts wagging his tail happily. Yeah, exactly.
Fancy dog.
The wink and everything.
Okay.
You look fast.
How are you going to be making money?
Well, worked last time. Maybe it'll work again if we roll well.
Okay. Roll me performance checks.
Oh boy, oh boy.
He has to mentally prepare. Most of has to mentally prepare himself to do this again.
So, you start to see that people are coming towards the square to see you. You guys perform beautifully. And
You're singing hi ho.
Oh my god.
Yeah!
You guys receive 50 gold pieces from your performance.
Yay.
Yeah.
So that's about 200 because they paid for their clothes with the quest, right?
They had 100 gold pieces that the modiste had taken, and then to pay off the rest of what the clothes were going to cost them. And I mean, like, this is like diamond encrusted velvet, like blazers and shit. Like, it's not like, you know. And they did the quest to make up for the remainder of the bill.
Gotcha.
Pretty sure casual might be 50.
Oh, we forgot to negotiate hazard pay.
Woof.
You understand now, Hugh? This is how Andrew felt.
Are you
Yeah,
not?
in that one, but also you pretty sure you can still talk in wild shape form.
I'm gonna not do that. Because I want to be a dog.
Fair.
Woof.
I always knew Lucas was a furry.
I just imagine.
Technically, yes.
I just imagine he's in dog form, and instead of actually barking, he's actually just in common going woof.
Literally,
You bastard.
the first time he does it, he literally just goes woof, and then one of the people walking past goes, "I'm sorry," and he just starts barking.
You heard him? Woof! Come on.
Woof.
Just walk up, sit in front of a random citizen, and just be like, "They will never believe you," and walk away.
No
So
one will.
As the two of them are performing and Lucas is giving someone an existential crisis, I'm gonna go up to the Moody's lady and go, "Excuse me, ma'am, but how much would be your lowest end appropriate attire for somebody here? Also, is there anything? Does it have to be custom made, or can I get something prefabricated?
We don't make anything off the rack. We're not that kind of place. I think you'd have a hard time finding a place that did that around here. I would say that the cheapest ensemble we can put together would probably be like 75 pieces.
Okay. All right. Still need to get for May and myself. Okay. Thank you, Mom. I might be back soon.
No problem.
So I'm gonna go back out and go. All right. So we have solutions. Seskel's already wearing appropriate clothing. Millsap and Millsap and Andante already have their clothes that they need.
Maya's also okay. She wears pretty. She like dresses pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it's just me now.
It's the drip.
Yeah, it's just you.
I was
So, wait,
I was
are they not-
captain.
And
I got the drip.
and you know the medical, like me being a medic isn't gonna help in this situation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I mean, you can certainly try. You haven't really tried yet.
We could ask somebody. You could ask like the Modi's owner.
Don't ask the gods.
No, don't ask the guards. Hey, is this okay? No. Get over here.
I
Get over
I don't, I don't like guards. I don't like guards, so I'd rather play it safe.
Or just authority in general.
No, I'm okay with I was a soldier. I understand authority.
No, it's me that's not okay with authority.
No,
I was
laws
it's
or
guards specifically. Anyway, right. So we need to find a way to come up with 75 gold for me to be able to get mine, but then we'd also have to wait another 24 hours. Because we have solutions for everyone, because everyone's set. Lucas can just stay as a dog and be inconspicuous.
Woof.
And that just leaves me
with a
here
top
with
hat and a bow
just
tie.
leaves me here with me leathers and me my blood-stained coat.
Well,
I
we did just make 50 gold, and I have 10 gold on my person.
could
Outside
also,
of 50.
at the very least, remove those bloodstains for you.
I'd rather not. Not to mention, there's nothing that's going to remove these bloodstains. They've been here for literally years. But that's beside the point.
We could just give you the 50. Then I could give you 10.
I'd feel bad just taking all that money that you raised for yourselves.
You've been doing so much. You deserve it.
And I've got that
No, I'm
last
saying give
15
him the
as well.
50.
So
Right.
between myself and Millsap, we can come up with the 75 for him.
Thank you, friends. I'll be right back then.
The modiste measures you, lets you know that it'll be done in about 24 hours.
And that's the problem. Where am I supposed to go for 24 hours?
You could probably stay there for, a couple hours.
Alright,
We might want to ensure that he's not in town for these beheadings, though.
Yeah, it is true.
What if we stop these beheadings?
You want to start a rebellion in the middle of a kingdom in a world we're not even sure is our own? Are you mad?
I was just about to say
Yes.
that. I don't think starting a full-on revolt would necessarily be good.
Not necessarily a revolt, it's just a little bit of riot.
Particularly because it seems that the majority of the people here don't really care.
I don't think it's so much that they care, it's that they don't want to be killed.
Well, they seem to be fine with the clothes they have.
We really should respect the authority of the place that we're in. It's their laws, not ours.
Laws
I
are
have to agree with
threats.
Tesco.
Look who's
regardless-
fucking talking.
I've never been one for laws. At least not
Regardless.
laws I
Oi,
disagree with.
can we figure out the situation first? Okay, we gotta make sure that I don't get my head cut off in the next 24 hours.
We could probably spend a night outside of the town again, and then we could come back in the morning to get your clothes.
Well, I was going to say I feel like that's wasted time. We gotta learn more about what's going on here. So what I was going to suggest is Lucas and we head back out. I need his help with something anyway. I'm going to try to look into this weird ooze thing. The rest of you why don't you stay in town and start learning what you can learn now that you're all
Or
probably
we
tired.
could go. We could probably go to the queen about that whole adventure quest with her daughter and such.
That's true. That's true. You could go ahead and do that. Well, me and Lucas do some things out in the woods and the outskirts.
Sounds like a plan.
Lucas, we're nowhere in earshot with anyone. You can speak.
Oh, thank God! I've been staying quiet this entire time.
Yeah, you're fine. There's no one within earshot.
Yikes!
So,
Right.
does that sound like a plan to everyone?
I like the sound of that.
Good to me.
Does this bring a new definition to Scotty dog?
No,
Scottish
Probably
dog?
not.
No one.
probably not. But like, when Lucas started talking, I just
fuck is
imagined that like
Scotland?
bad. I just imagined that bad 2000s animation of when they had a real dog in a movie that could talk, and they just like started
Oh, God.
animating them.
Oh, no, don't, no.
No, have you ever seen the movie, or like videos about the movie It's a Talking Cat, where they didn't even try. They literally just like put black shapes where the mouth should be.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Okay. On that note, so Liam and Lucas, you guys are heading out of town, or is what you're taking care
Yeah.
of in town?
No, out of town. I want to go to the woods to see if I can find some herbs that I can start experimenting on this ooze with.
And the rest of you are heading towards the castle, correct?
Yes. To acquire more information about said quest.
Okay.
Let the queen's
So
daughter.
you all, I'm gonna move y'all. So y'all can put your tokens here.
I'm gonna put
Ooh,
my
big
token
map.
so I can see
There
what's
it
going
is.
on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not
Can't see.
actually here. I just want to see.
Cannot
In
see.
darkness.
Oh, sorry.
going to
Yeah,
see
I'm
the
gonna
map.
have to change that after. Who else doesn't have sight?
Me.
Sorry, I'll finish that. I'll fix that after session. But yeah, you guys are outside of the castle. You approach, and you see that there are two guards at the entrance to the castle.
Good day, sirs. We are here to inquire with the Queen about her her quest to find her daughter. We're hoping to get some information.
Are you part of the Adventurers Guild?
There's an adventurers guild.
We didn't know there was one.
We've not been privy to that knowledge, unfortunately. In that
Fine.
case,
I can still get you a meeting with the Queen. It's just the profits will be significantly less.
Well, then let's go sign up with this Adventurers Guild.
very well. Then I suppose we shall return after signing with the guild. Please excuse us.
How
Okay.
the fuck are we going to sign off on everybody in the party if they're not here? Is the question. We don't know their signatures.
They don't
That's
know
a
their
good
signatures either, though.
To be
Don't know
fair,
if it's forgery if there's nothing to compare it to.
Lucas's signature is a muddy fingerprint.
That doesn't surprise me.
So, to the Adventurers Guild.
So you guys head towards the Adventurers Guild. It is literally just a registration, but there is a 25 gold piece fee.
Ah, shit.
Ooh,
don't have any more money.
I'm clean out. I'm clean out. Ooh. Clean.
Wasn't there a third quest we could have done? Because there was.
Yeah, we had to escort somebody.
Yeah, the escort mission. Is that still available?
Wasn't there one about the gems that we technically did without having taken the notice off the board?
No, there were only 3. It was the queen thing, the escort, which probably actually might be the thing that we did. And then there was the medicine one that was a bust right now.
Been a day. Maybe we could go check it and see if there's anything new on there.
I was just about to say that it is a completely new day. So
I guess. To the board.
To the quest board.
To the quest board.
Our lack of money is becoming problematic.
So you guys head to the quest board. There is no new quest on the board.
Well, then let's go inquire about the escort mission.
You do see that on the escort mission, it was suggesting that you go to the Modis.
All right.
Pretty sure we
Then we'll go to the Modis.
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure we
we
completed the
did.
quest. Yeah.
yeah, that was for those of us who are proficient in DM. That was Bree needed to get us over to that the dwarf shack for plot purposes.
Yeah.
And since we didn't take the quest in the first place, that's why we were sent to the.
But I don't know that in character.
I think
So you go to the
Honestly.
Modis, you walk inside, they're like, oh, sorry, someone already took care of that quest for me.
Okay.
It was,
Perhaps.
I'll
Alright,
curse
then.
I'll curse under my breath and find some other way to make some more money.
Perhaps,
We
gents,
already performed for the day.
we could go back to the dwarves. They seem to be mining precious gems. Maybe we could ask to mine some out with them and perhaps trade them at the market or something.
Doesn't seem too bad.
Man.
Although we should probably let Liam and Lucas in on this.
Of course.
Oh yeah, we would go grab them.
So is that your plan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to switch to Liam and Lucas now. You guys can figure out, are you guys like going back to where you were camping before?
Nice.
no, I wasn't. I'm literally just going to the outskirts just as soon as the woods start, and I'm just gonna look for some herbs.
Okay. Do you want to give me a nature check?
Can I use herbalism kit?
Yep.
I give help action.
He doesn't need it. What is there any specific herbs you're looking for?
No, I'm just looking for something that either I recognize, that because I need. I'm doing the science thing. I'm gonna do a bunch of experiments on it to see what happens. So
Gotcha.
anything that I might recognize, anything that looks similar to what I might recognize, to see if it does similar effects.
Okay, just bear with me. What is colloquially known as blood purge. It is an herb that is used to neutralize minor poisons. And it usually costs 15 gold pieces per dose.
But how
And-
much dosage did I?
With a 25, I'm going to say you probably found about 10 doses.
That's good to know. Particularly the monetary value is good. And then I just have in my inventory from very first session. I remembered I had done that when we first got there. I have 4 doses of horsetail.
Let me look that up. I do use like an actual thing for this. So. It's a very common herb, so I mean, you might be able to get a few silver pieces for it, but that one's very, very common.
Okay. All right. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to take one of the dosages of horsetail, and I am going to. Can we assume that I have a mortar and pestle in my
Herbalism kit? Yeah.
So I take out mortar and pestle and I start grinding up that dosage of horsetail, and then I'm going to take another vial out of my healer's kit and kind of with like tweezers, like kind of surgically remove a sample of the ooze into the other vial. And then I'm going to try to start by just sprinkling some of the horsetail powder, not like a whole bit of it, just like a little pinch of the horsetail powder onto the ooze and see what happens.
Nothing seems to happen from that.
All right, so in a separate vial, I'm going to pour a little bit of water into it, take another pinch of the horsetail, put it in, close the vial, mix it up a little bit, and then pour that onto the sample of ooze.
It seems to disintegrate the sample of ooze a little bit, but it's like as much as like a poison would an organic matter, but it doesn't like kill it completely.
Okay, well that's good to know that I can use the horsetail as like a treatment.
You mean the blood purge, right?
No, I've been doing this all with horsetail.
Oh, then never mind. Nothing happened. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So then just to speed up all this roleplay, then I'm going to repeat the whole process, but with the blood purge.
Gotcha. Blood purge disintegrates it slightly.
Okay. So that's good to know that I can use the blood purge as treatment. I didn't find any other kinds of herbs or anything.
Nope, that is just what is predominant in the area.
Okay. All right. Well, this isn't necessarily what I was looking for, but it's better than nothing.
Understandable.
And you guys
Lucas, can you try to find any more of this blood purge?
I'll
just try to get as much as we can.
do my best.
You have advantage, I think. Are you still in dog form?
Yeah.
How long does wild shape
It's
last?
I think it's as many hours depending on my druid level, so it's like 4 hours.
Okay, yeah, you can still be a dog. I think you have advantage on things involving smell if you want to sniff it.
Yeah, I'll give that a go.
Right, you can either roll nature or perception.
Let's go perception.
Yeah, you successfully find like 5 more doses.
Hell yeah.
Want to give that to me?
Absolutely.
Cool. Alrighty. That's all I needed.
Okay. You guys all meet up at the end of the day.
Outside of town.
Right.
As the rest of the party is making their way out of town, you do hear the commotion of a beheading happening, or the beginning of the gathering of it.
An event I'd rather skip.
I have to agree with that.
I,
I've seen enough beheadings in my lifetime. I don't need any more.
I'm not too keen of getting my head chopped off, especially over this. And he just like gestures to himself.
Pascal wants to watch.
Are
Well,
you
if any of you
drifting
want
off?
to, if any of you want to go watch the execution, then be my guest. We'll be here.
I'm not going.
I'll stay with the party.
As soon as we get out of town, though, I'm changing out of my fucking out of the fucking monkey clothes.
Monkey clothes.
Okay. So you guys bunker down for the night. And I think that is a really good place to end this session.
All right.
Alrighty. Yay.
Let's look into May. Jerry, what day is Dungeon of the Mad Mage?
15th.
Do you guys want to shoot for the 22nd?
I don't think I can.
Sounds
make
good.
The 20,
Yeah.
I don't
You
think I
don't
can
think-
make the 22nd because
Okay.
my schedule has rotating days off, so I don't really have a set day off anymore.
Okay. So do you think you'll be able to make the 8th or the 29th?
I think I could shoot for the 8th.
Okay. Is everyone okay with the 8th?
8th is Mother's
All
Day.
good with me.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Mother's Day.
Oh,
No,
Oh.
I'm definitely not going to be able to do that then.
Okay. Would the 29th work for you, or are you just unsure?
I'm unsure about that one.
Do you know when you'll get your schedule for that far out?
Probably next week. Most likely.
Okay. Well, why don't we shoot for the 29th, and you guys can let me know if you have anything, but as soon as you get your schedule, just let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be 23 by then.
Appreciate it.
Man.
Does that work for everyone else, though, the 29th?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys, for session. It was a lot of fun.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Mhm.